Another week and another crazy cross-car event. Last week in Winton saw a photo finish for the Winton Masters between Matt Kalish and Evan McFarlane, the former world champion finally having luck go his way for the first victory in the new series. 2 rounds left. Crandon is next. What's in store? We find out together tonight. NASA Crosscar from Crandon is next. Our venue this week is Crandon International Off-Road Raceway, first race by NASA in 2020. It features 8 corners and is all about commitment and rhythm. To be successful in Crandon, you must be confident over the jumps and be not afraid of the berms on either side of the track. If our drivers show any hesitation, their competitors or the circuit itself fight, and it usually ends in a demonstration that would receive a gold medal in the vehicular gymnastics competition. In NASA Crosscar, after open practice, our drivers head into single car 3-lap qualifying. Top 8 will receive bonus points, and the order is inverted for our 5-lap heat races. To win your heat race, you're straight to the feature with 2 bonus points, as the rest of the drivers are sent to the semifinals, also 5 laps. The top half of the race advances, with the top 3 earning extra points, and that'll set the stage for our feature race, which, due to fuel constraints this evening, will be reduced to 8 laps for both splits. The first season of the NASA Crosscar Challenge continues tonight live on the Automotive Sports Network. With Brian Sawyer in the production truck, my name is Josh Mertz, as NASA and ASN are proud to welcome you to Crandon, Wisconsin. The NASA Crosscar Challenge on ASN is brought to you by Whiplash SimCam, bringing you every angle, every lap. Visit facebook.com/WSimCams, and thank you, Andrew Cardinale, the 4th camera support all season. Mr. Brian Sawyer, I have to out you for 2 seconds. I know you're a little under the weather. I'm going to keep this short and brief. We had a photo finish last week. What do we think coming into Crandon?
I think right here where we're looking on screen right now, Cowboy is going to be the story of this evening. I think we're going to have phenomenal racing, and that corner is going to ruin a lot of people's nights.
Let's take a look coming into round 5 of the championship. Let's take a look at the Drivers' Championship, Teams' Championship. You can handle these, or if you want me to get them, I don't care either way.
I can read. Let's get the little bit of reading I can do out of the way right now. Coming into this evening, we got Chris Spalding in first position with 91 points. Warren Watkins closely behind him with 88. Jamison Leckenby, Casey Knight, Justin Morton, Kevin Boland, James Watson, Scout Lawrence, Christopher Yahtzee, and Kendall Collins rounding out the top 10. Over to Teams Championship, Kieran Lifflander Racing 2 and Kieran Lifflander Racing 3 take the first and second spots on the podium, 162 and 123, followed by Toy Story Racing at 107. TWRS TL, Prismatic, JC Academy, Impact Sim Sports, Mika Esports, Mink Motorsports, and Madworks round out the top 10 there.
Let's take a look real quick at the programming notes before we head to qualifying as SimCar Grand Am. You got him?
Yeah, I got him. I'm here. SimCar Grand Am Series. We're going to Daytona this Thursday. That's going to be you and myself. I think that's all that's going for that cast. Yep. 8:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That was a great race last season, so looking forward to seeing some more of that this year. We're coming back here next week for our finale at Sonoma. Going to be 8 p.m. Eastern for the futures, 9 p.m. Eastern for the lights, or the words for the masters. And then going to Watkins Glen for the SimCar Grand Am Series after that. And then we did not put a logo in there for the schedule. The Detroit SCCA versus, I'm not sure what this is, Josh. You told me
I have no clue I have no clue. Michael Schmidt, head honcho of the team over there, has not told me what this race is, but I'm super excited. Sorry to take it over from you, but I'm super excited to announce this. We do have a special event for those boys on Saturday, the 24th. You'll have Alex Larson and maybe Jared Lott making his return for us on the Automotive Sports Network. It's going to be the Ray 1600 car at Road America and Summit Point. I think it's two factions of the SCCA regional factions, Brian. They're going to have a head-to-head race. Not sure what's going on. Schmitty just sent me the details, and we inked that deal earlier today. So super excited for that. Hopefully we'll get that graphic fixed. But big things planned. Like I said, big things are happening on ASN in 2026.
I don't know. You just messaged me. I had 103 fever the other day, and you're like, can we do this? Sure.
Well,
I didn't know what was going on.
I'm
Maybe
going to be
Alex
in Florida.
A little better idea what that is. He'll be here for the Masters race, so
Going to be hanging out with us for the Masters split later on. All I know is I'm going to be in Florida for the Rolex with my buddy Cody Erdman and our wives, so I won't be here. So it's going to be a good time either way. We head to qualifying. Here in Crandon, just a reminder, we don't have any jokers as we are on a short course layout this evening. 21 cars head to qualifying, and Brian, the first car on track looks like is it Alex
Larson
in the 12 for JC Academy. Wonderful circuit here in Wisconsin. We just finished the Yes2 Motorsport Group Therapy. What is it? The Group Therapy 100 here at the long layout. Super fun event, super fun track, and I'm excited to see what these cross cars will do through the first couple of corners. Like we said in the opener, all about flow, commitment, precision, not being afraid of the berms. You get into the flow state where you just ignore that the walls and the berms are there, Brian, because you look at them wrong, you're going to end up flipping. It won't be a good time.
Yeah, a lot of these turns too. There's no real indicator. Hey, this is where you brake. This is where you turn. There's no braking boards. It's just you go by feeling.
As Larson in the 12,
He's
making
losing
his
it.
way through, all crossed up.
I think he's okay though.
As
I don't see
this is
any
their warm-up lap.
No incidents. So, oh yeah, it is
Kendall
a warm-up lap.
Collins.
They'll get a warm-up lap.
Kendall Collins for Toy Story Racing, winner of the first round of the championship in Wheatland. Right ahead of Alex in the 12. I'm going to take a look at the 167. He is leading the charge for Toy Story Racing. And it's so interesting having watched the rally cars here, how different this car is going to drive, the differing lines as Collins begins his first lap here in Crandon. Over the first couple of jumps, through the left, over the crest and the right. You want to have the car really rotated before you even take that jump. Little squirrely in the second corner. Turn 3's deceiving. Perfect line. You don't want to push out wide. We've seen, for example, remember Eric Kaplinger super quick here in the Beetle White when we ran here. And he was always running the driver's left line, not going too far out, because when you're on full dirt like this, you want to make sure you're not having wheel spin, Brian. Get the wheels down to the ground, especially with the moisture and the dirt level. It's a lot of variables here.
Yeah, and these tracks are different every single time you come out. I mean, you can race a 90-degree track temp all the time, and each time it's a little different. The moisture and humidity is always different for my racing each time you come out here, so track behaves a little different. I always tell people, hey, when you're driving this track, don't look for a time you're trying to hit. Look for your line you're trying to hit. One day a 114 might be phenomenal out here. One day a 115.5 might be phenomenal. Just it all depends. Right now, though, it looks like Kendall coming through. He's gonna first lap by. What's he gonna get? A 118.929.
That sets the benchmark for the moment. Chris Spalding, 117.175. Kulikowski, 119.6. As times begin to roll in, Garth McDade, 121.5. Canfield begins his first lap. Ignacio Terusio, 120.4. Alex Larson, 134.9. I think he made a mistake in the 12. Justin Morton, last week's winner in the 11, beginning his first lap. Scout Lawrence ends their first lap, 120.1. 0.8 of a second from Spalding to Watkins right now in qualifying. James Mensch in the 294, 118.8. 1.7 seconds off of Spalding. Kendall Collins begins lap number 2. James Watson, his first lap didn't count. Let's see. We can pick up Spalding, currently fastest in qualifying. Will he improve on the second lap over the final jump into the final corner? Over the nearly 6 years that NASA has raced here in Crandon, we've seen so many huge moments. Speaking of, 116.8, he's gone quicker. It's 1.1 seconds up on Watkins, whereas Watkins, he's in the final corner. Deep in the final corner for the 26. Off of that to begin his third lap. What will he do across the line? The lap didn't count, so Brian ran that wider line to try and get the better run off the corner. That's it for Warren in the 26. 3 over the crest through the immensely bumpy straightaway. I think Justin Morton ended his second lap. He stays third, does not go quicker. Spalding heading over, I believe that's Logger's jump, before the long sweeper. Track's all about momentum. Keeping the tires spinning no matter what car you're in. An ultimate corner. These guys are running it very shallow. Normally in the rally cars, you drive very deep, diamond in the corner almost, over the final jump. Into the final corner.
I'm looking at these deltas.
16.7. He's gone quicker, Brian.
Chris Spalding 1.25 seconds up on Warren Watkins. Warren Watkins 1.5 seconds up on Justin Morton. Justin Morton 1.4 seconds up on one. No, I can't read. I can't read.
Line?
Okay.
118.2. Nowhere close for Watkins. So that's going to be tentative pole position. We still have a bunch of cars running laps. We just have to wait and see. All that practice that Spalding's running with NASA Rallycross World Champion Kieran Liftlander, Brian, I think it's paying off.
A little bit. Yeah, 1.25 seconds above Warren Watkins.
Here's the thing, though. We talk about all the time. The heat race is inverted. Going to be interesting because, yeah, Chris Spalding is on pole, tentatively, right? But he's going to be starting last. And he make his way through the traffic, especially on the rolling starts we do here in Crandon. No land rush. The rolling starts here in Wisconsin. James Watson did second on his final qualifying lap, 118.0. It's still 1.236 behind Spalding.
Well, I was going to say, Chris Spalding, I mean, if he can keep that kind of pace through the race, there's plenty of room on this track for passing without having to be really next to each other. If he can hold that pace, that's enough pace to just pass people without really having to try. You just drive your lap and you'll have the pace to get by him.
Olivier Rateau in the 63 for the moment. Pulls off the road. He is sitting 18th quickest. Justin Morton's on his final lap. If we can pick up the 11 in the final corner, last week's winner from Missouri, across the line, 117.8. He goes P2, but it's still a second slower than Spalding. B goes 8th quick, 119.0. The scoot sheet of 14th. You look at Dan Storm in the 80. Down the straightaway to Cowboy. Numerous different lines that can be run. Normally where the land rush would be is on left side of the picture. That'd be driver's right.
Thank God we're not doing that today.
Well, we ran the land rush back in 2022, and I got caught up in it, and I might have made an executive decision or talked to the team. I said, never again. We'll be doing one of those.
The land rush in the cars is okay. It's manageable. Having done a couple land rushes in these, you hit that first big bump in the grass, and a lot of the cars end up doing wheelies, and I feel like we'd have a lot of 1 to 2 car heat races and just watching a bunch of cars sit in the pits destroyed.
Ryan, I think you've made, well, not a grave mistake. It might be a mistake.
What mistake did I make?
Do a full parade lap.
Well, that's fun. I'm sure they'll have a good time.
James Mensch has already complained about it. Why no short parade lap? We're going to blame it on Brian's lack of cognitive ability because of whatever he's under the weather. That's
Blame it on the COVID.
whatever it may be. Just taking a look and seeing a couple of guys still on laps, so of course we don't want to take those away. Let's pull that down and take a look at Leckenby. He's on his final qualifying in the 50. I don't think anybody else has a lap. McDade's in the pits. And Martin's in the pits as well. So is Larson. Leckenby. Such a fun corner here from the Land Rush. Normally in the rally cars, you'd aim drivers right and cut across. There's some tracks in the middle of the road, but these guys are going drivers left. I can tell you from last week when I was in this car, it is something else to drive. Talk about it every week of how much practice these guys do, and you're sawing at the wheel like we're witnessing here. It's so hard. I commend every single one of these guys and girls that are in these cars over these past 5 weeks when it finishes up next week. It has been something. Leckenby final corner in the 51. Across the line, where will he go? 120.7. That looks like it end qualifying. Morton's finishing up. We'll take a look at the qualifying classification. Everybody's done with their time. Chris Spalding, Justin Morton. 1.1 seconds is the difference. That is a huge gap from Spalding to Morton, but I'll tell you what, it'll be a brawl from second to sixth. Morton, Watson, Watkins, Mensch, and Leckenby. And it's a further half second back to Collins, Balland, Young, Kulikowski, Lawrence, and Knight, the top 12, top half of the field. Ignacio Terusio, Piscucci, Canfield, Harris, McDade, Martin, Storm, Rateau, and Alex Larson. Shotgun on the field. He has not had good luck qualifying. His fastest lap was a 1:34. So the man from Michigan not having a good time for JC Academy. About 45 seconds left.
He hates my setup. The drivers hate the built-in setup for the off-road tracks for this car. Something is wrong with the iRacing one, so I went ahead and built a setup. I gave them the opportunity to vote on it. They all voted on the one I built, and not all of them. Alex said, absolutely not. I hate this thing. But the majority won. He's like, this, I don't know.
For context, for our viewers that don't necessarily know, first of all, welcome, of course, for hanging out with us. For those of you that don't necessarily know, of course, we kind of do a hybrid role where we handle the sessions and we handle the drivers' meetings for the NASA side, and then we do the cast for ASN, right? So Brian, normally terrific at all of this stuff, but then he has to handle a broadcast and a session and sometimes a drivers' meeting all at once, and now, his brain is just focused on staying alive, right?
I'm mushy.
So, I don't think it's a complete parade lap, but Dan Storm is going to be on pole position. Benjamin Harris, Ignacio Terusio, Kulikowski, Collins, Watkins, Spalding will be our grid. And I'll tell you what, this will allow these guys to really know how fast they need to go for the parade lap. Because normally, Brian, the pace car would just say, see ya, bye-bye.
Yeah, I mean, they're not too far away. They're not going to have to go that far.
First heat race getting set to go. We wait for Dan Storm in the 80 to jump on track. Just want to remind everyone, if you like what you see so far tonight, be sure to like and subscribe to the Automotive Sports Network, no matter the platform, at ASN TV USA. It's YouTube, it's Twitch, it's what else? Dark web, Facebook, Instagram. I don't have it all in front of me. If you have a social platform, we're there. Okay?
I posted a TikTok the other day.
You did? You did get that running.
I did.
Okay, terrific. Well, we're there. And if you also like to race with us, NASASimRacing.com. Don't be afraid. It doesn't matter if you have a controller. It doesn't matter if you have a $30,000 motion rig. We have a place for you. And we're also looking for partners in 2026. So join the Discord and message Brian. Get something rolling. You can put your name on the car, on the series, on the track, on whatever it may be. And
they're not having to go that far. About a half lap. They'll survive.
Because normally we would grid up right here. So
Yeah.
at least we know the pace speed is 45 miles an hour. Dan Storm and Benjamin Harris will lead us to the green flag. Now, normally these guys would be put to the floor and rolling, but NASA rules you have to wait until the sim throws the green flag. Speeding up slightly, but we're 45 miles an hour, getting set for heat number 1, field in the hands of Dan Storm and Benjamin Harris. And we go green for heat 1 in Wisconsin. Off the first jump, one car around, it's Terusio, tried to make his way through. To the lead goes Harris. 3 wide with Watkins. 1 in the middle, it was Kulakowski. As Dan Storm nearly gets driven over by Collins, he does. Collins on the berm, and Spalding gets through. Spalding nearly gets tagged by Watkins in the 26. So the 2 championship protagonists in the same heat race. Spalding goes from last to third in the matter of 2 corners. Down to Cowboy for the first time. Multiple lines. You normally want to run the outside. Spalding's going to diamond it, get the run off the corner through this second set of whoops. On driver's left, 2 for 1 special. Passing Harris, passing Kulakowski. Kulakowski looks on the inside into the right-hander. Sweeping corner, nearly comes across. Spalding to the lead in half a lap over the loggers jump. Harris all crossed up in front of Watkins. They touch round the berm. And Dan Storm has crashed spectacularly after that jump in the 80. It has gone from bad to worse. Ryan, you might have to get the flip counter ready because he rolled it probably about 5 times in the 80. Over the final jump. And at the end of the first lap, orange plate, points leader Chris Spalding leads in the 0:39. And I don't think anybody wanted to see this, given the pace that they just witnessed in qualifying a couple moments ago. Let's take a second look. Oh, he bounced bad. And, oh, see ya. Goodbye.
1, 2, 3. I'll give him a 3.
That's what's tricky about these cars. I noticed that last week. Granted, I was only racing at Winton. I only had 1 jump to deal with. But you bounce these cars wrong, and it's very hard to save a car. And Dan Storm has sent it to the pit lane in the 80. The winner will transfer. Of course, we've seen crazy things happen, but all things looking good. You pushed the wrong button.
I just broke the flip counter.
That's it. We're learning as we go. Kulakowski holds second. Watkins in third. These guys battling for best of the rest. Best grid spot for the semifinal later on. Shout out Matty Grove hanging out in chat with us. We will see him as Watkins to the inside makes the move on Kulakowski. Kulakowski spins in the 22. You have to send him like that, make those moves. Shout out to the former Contender Series champion. We'll see him later on in the Masters split. Storm has exited the pit lane, utilized his fast repair. Take lap 3 for Spalding. Take a second look. Is that a futures mistake, Brian, or just a desperate move, or
That's just 2 cars hitting each other. It happens. It's open wheel racing.
Watkins. Dan Storm has crashed again, but he stays out of the way. Battle for third, Collins and Kulakowski. As Kulakowski all over the track, mowing the lawn. Can he save it? Does not hit the tree. Now he's side by side.
Back on the right side of the track.
With Harris! Woo! That I've seen that happen though, where you end up on the other side of the hairpin. I saw that happen in Yes 2, I think, a couple years ago, and you went bowling. Not you, but it was a terrifying time in the moment for sure. Kulakowski on the outside holds off Harris. Spalding's last lap was a 17.3. Watkins was an 18.6. Let's take a look when lap times refresh with 2 laps to go. Harris, Terusio, and Kulakowski. Terusio making his second start. For the first time, he returned, I should say. Let's back up. He made his first start last week since 2023, battling with Harris, holding the spot. Let's do this, Brian. Let's ride on board Mr. Chris Spalding and watch the fastest guy in qualifying rip around here in Wisconsin. White flag for Spalding. In car 039, fastest lap 117.2. In qualifying, he ran. Stuff decides to work a 16.7. Interesting to see. If he can match that lap time. Yes, Brian.
I'm hoping this is right. I feel like I gave him enough time. Looking at the time remaining on our timing screen for this race.
Well, it says 6 minutes remaining in session on the iRacing timer.
Okay, so it's that's a predicted thing on our side.
Yep. We're going to roll with it.
All right. I was like, I
These
gave
short
him
course
15
tracks
minutes.
are...
I thought I gave him
Did
15
you
minutes
break
per
it again?
race.
Spalding leads. Watkins second, third Collins, fourth Kulikowski, Terusio, Harris, and Storm. That's our running order as we get set to close out this first heat race here in Wisconsin. Chris Spalding made it from last to first in half a lap in Crandon. We thought it was going to be a big deal that he was stuck in traffic, but it wasn't. The points leader continues his championship run, winning Heat 1 in Wisconsin. Watkins in second, best of the rest. Good starting spot for him in the semifinal. Collins comes home in third. Nick Kulikowski in the 22, coming home in fourth, followed by Ignacio Terusio, Benjamin Harris, and Dan Storm. Heat number 2. Set to roll once everybody finishes up. Take a look at our grid once it refreshes. The second heat race here in Crandon. Full position to Olivier Rateau, Garth McDade, Joe Pascucci, Scout Laurent, Kevin Bolland, James Mensch, Justin Morton. Seventh and last in Heat 2. For Lawrence and Morton to grid. A little calmer than I expected in that first heat.
Yeah, this track is so wide. You're pretty much racing on pace. I mean, the beginning was a little hairy, three wide into turn 2, but these cars are real small. You're not racing like the rallycross cars. You can go 3 wide through turns 1 and 2, and you'll be fine. As long as everybody's respectful.
Garth McDade. Not sure what's going on with that livery. Apparently has no numbers either in the 111. Got Scout Lawrence fans in chat. We've got Kieran Lifflander himself cheering on his team drivers, the NASA Rallycross World Champion. These 7 drivers will compete in Heat for 2. Rateau, McDade, Pascucci, Lawrence, Bolland, Mensch, and Morton. Really impressed over Justin Morton's performance last week. So impressed, in fact, that I had to crash him out of a transfer spot in the Masters race. I stay on the hill that I gave him room as an arrogant race. Olivier Rateau leading the field. And he's going. We're not going green yet. This is a messy start. And Rateau will lead us. Green flag.
Yeah, not sure where the car behind Rateau went.
Well, Olivier sped up to about 65 miles an hour, which we told them to stay at 45. Pascucci nearly into Bolland in the 49, and McDade in the 111 fighting Rateau in the 63. As Bolland and Mensch make contact. On the outside, McDade trying to get to Rateau side by side through Cowboy. They both get a terrible bite off the corner, and here comes Bolland in the 49. Rateau black flagged by jumping the start. We can effectively put Bolland and McDade in the lead of the race. Teammates in the 49 and the 111. Side by side over the jump, and Rateau, massive crash in the 63. Take him out of it, even with the penalty. Bolland to the lead. McDade in second, Morton in the 11. Just how Spalding went from last to third to first. Here comes Morton trying the same thing. McDade ripping off the corner. End of the first lap, Kevin Bolland lead. Morton second. McDade third in the 111. Lawrence, Piscucci, and Mensch. Rateau will be towing back after his crash.
Rateau has a history with poles on this track.
His
His
son.
light race.
At it.
That
Well,
was Romain. I thought it was Olivier into the final.
It was Romain. It was Romain in the World Championship. He was leading the World Championship in 2023A, slid wide, crashed, and lost the World Championship. But the family in general has trouble with the big poles. Bolland leads still ahead of Morton now in the 11. McDade, Piscucci, Lawrence, Mensch, Rateau still sitting in the pit lane. How long will it take for Morton to make a move? He's looking. Bolland slides it there around. So is McDade. Parking lot. And Bolland pulls out in front of one car. Was that Lawrence? No, it was Piscucci. Lawrence blinking. Bolland may having some issues. McDade to the lead. 4 cars, second through fifth under a blanket. Mensch tries to get the bite off the corner. Out Lawrence blinking again in the 08. Mensch looking on the inside, the 294. And now Morton way back in the field in the 11. Piscucci loops it in the 015, and Morton got included as well in the 11. Mensch side by side with Lawrence. This is for third and for fourth. Mensch in Cowboy ripping the slightly higher line. McDade had an issue in the 111, so did Lawrence, and put Mensch to second. Bolland back to the lead. Action-packed second heat race so far here in Crandon.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Just grab another car with you.
Easy to over-rotate these cars with the rear-wheel drive nature. Mensch to the inside for the lead. Trying, hitting the berm, using the berm to rotate, block pass, and Bolland had to avoid him. Mensch, perfect maneuver in the 294 to take the lead from Bolland in the 49. Bolland wasn't expecting it, Brian. Mensch came across, spooked the 49. 2 laps to go.
And you really can't afford to get scared in these cars. You move the wheel too much, you're gonna... The car jerks. It does not like it.
Talked about in the opener,
you have to be very precise and very small with your wheel inputs.
You have to stay on top of it, and you have to not be afraid of the walls, the berms, or your fellow competitors. As soon as you get spooked and you make that quick reaction, jerky move, Bolland to the inside, it won't end well. Mensch holds the lead. Car length between them. We're coming to the white flag. It's a lap and a half left in Heat 2. McDade, Lawrence, Morton, McDade and Lawrence. McDade came across for third, holding off Lawrence in the 08. Morton and Piscucci 5th and 6th. As Bolland over the jump, around the Briton goes. In the middle of the road, he gets back going, but it relieves the pressure off of Mensch. He's continuing to struggle, and he does it again. From second to fourth goes the 49.
Bolland around. He's back down to fifth now. What happened
Now
there? Did he just hit the jump a little weird?
Had the same issue. Yep, twice. White flag for Mensch. Mensch leads. McDade second. Lawrence, Morton, Bolland, Piscucci, and Rateau. Actually, jumped the start, black flagged, then crashed, and then fell out of the server. So it went from bad to worse. The 63. 4.8, call it 5 seconds from Mensch to McDade. Now Morton goes to the semifinal. Vescucci has spun in the back in the 0.15. And with Morton in the back of this field, I want to pay attention to him. Can he make some spots up? Scout Lawrence off the track. Morton takes the spot. Can he get McDade and get that better spot in the semifinal? McDade all crossed up in the 111. I want to piggyback off of the chat. Zach Goddard pointing out the SimCar Grand Am Series. It starts next Thursday, 8:45 p.m. Eastern on ASN Live.
Looks like no problem for Justin Morton to get Garth McDade here. Easily by Scout Lawrence.
Round to the back, it's ball end again.
Oh, that's ball end.
Vescucci has crashed in Cowboy. Up front. James Mensch. Final corner. Second flag for Heat 2. And the 294 takes the victory. Battle for second. Morton, McDade. Morton will hold off McDade. The 11 ahead of the 111. Lawrence, ball end, Vescucci, and Rateau. I had a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
That was a good race. Scout Lawrence manually disconnected. Not sure if they'll be coming.
He's having some wicked connection issues.
Alex Larson, Robert Martin, Darren Canfield, Casey Knight, Daryl Young, Jamison Leckenby, and James Watson. Get set for our third and final heat race of the Futures Split. Of course, don't go anywhere. We are done with the Futures Split. We'll have a little bit of a break, and then we'll hit the NASA Rosscar Masters a bit later on. So plenty of racing to be had tonight here in Crandon. I'm going to pull this up live. Got 32 hanging out and watching. Super awesome to see, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. It's been an awesome first season in NASA Crosscar here on ASN. So many big things planned from SimCar, from the DRS-CCA, from NASA Rallycross. Got some Sim Gaming Expo stuff potentially in the works for September. It's awesome to see. Thanks, everyone, genuinely, for hanging out with us tonight for Crosscar in Crandon. Safety truck pulls off. Field will be in the hands of Alex Larson in the 12. Robert Martin next to him in the 133. Stay at 45 miles an hour. Wait for the green flag from the sim. Larson, Martin, Canfield, Knight, Young, Leckenby, and Watson for Heat 3 in Wisconsin. Green flag. Good bite off the corner from Larson. Nearly lost it, though. We're 3 wide. Well, we were for the moment. Daryl Young backed out. Martin side by side. Knight drivers left of Canfield into turn number 2. Knight looking in the 36. Canfield gives them room. Daryl Young in the 25. Leckenby in the 51. Now, if I'm in Kieran Lifflander's shoes right now, I'm having an absolute panic attack, as most of my cars are in this same heat race. And rule number 1 of motor racing, whether virtual or real, do not hit your teammate. In Cowboy speaking of, we have a stack up with Young, Canfield, and Watson. James's luck has been atrocious, Brian, this season.
Yeah.
Right to the lead.
He hasn't been having a good time. I was thinking, oh, I know.
Larson crosses, sorry, Brian, in front of Leckenby. Leckenby had to hit the binders and loses a spot. Young into the fence in the 25. Crosses in front of his teammate, Jamison Leckenby, in the 51. Martin passes them both. I think we're good. Continue your point. I apologize.
I don't even remember what I was going to say.
James Watson, terrible luck. He was fastest in qualifying. What was it, in Phoenix? And then got crashed in the middle of the heat race?
Yeah, I was thinking Winton. He was doing so well in Winton. He was about to make the feature, or was in the feature, and I just remember the car just deciding to start flipping. I was like, that sucks. Clip the edge.
Knight lead. Larson in second in the 12. Trial by fire for the man that did not get a qualifying lap in. Clean qualifying lap in, I should say. Martin and Leckenby. Leckenby was impressive last week in Winton. Got black flagged in qualifying, I think due to a Joker infraction. And won his heat race. Looked real good in the 51, if I recall correctly. Inside of Martin goes Young. Martin crosses in front of James. James bowls his way through. I can tell you from experience, this is probably In my nearly 20 years of sim racing, this is probably one of the most difficult cars that I've ever driven on a sim. It is so hard to drive. It's easy to drive, but it's hard to drive fast at its limit. You look at it wrong and you're crashing. It's the easiest way. Side by side, Leckenby and, well, it was Daryl Young. Young passes his teammate, now focused on Larson in the 12. Leckenby battling his teammate again, and Casey Knight loves this, Brian. 4.5 seconds, Larson spins in the 12. Last lap
pick a
Knight.
car. Who you want to watch
car.
for a minute?
We're going to ride on board?
Yeah, we're going to ride on board. Let's say James Watson's. He's quick and he's a little out of position. Let's sit on him for a minute.
Lap.
Okay. All I wanted was a Pepsi.
That's fair.
She
We would
wouldn't
enjoy
give it to me.
the sights and the sounds of the cross cars here in Crandon. Casey Knight continues to lead. Their last lap is a 1 minute 20.2. And I see Casey Knight interacting on the Discord, right? And they say, I'm in the Masters race? What are you talking about? Then they made the feature a couple weeks ago. I think it was either last week or the week before. And just shocked by the pace, right? You got these guys and girls showing up, not expecting to do anything, and then, oh, just kidding, all of a sudden you're super quick. Anything can happen. It has been happening over the past, maybe 14 years in July. Awesome to see. Daryl Young sets past that, 1 minute 18.688. Knight leads by 3.5 seconds over Daryl Young, 1.2 seconds back to Young's teammate Jamison Leckenby. We got James Watson in the 39. We ride on board Leckenby in the 51, looking at his teammate.
I'm getting outsider reports. Leckenby might have a broken right front.
It looks a little,
Looks a little
not
off.
correct. Yeah. Oh, it does. It looks like it's pointing left, like it's cambered wrong.
Yeah. There's definitely something wrong with that vehicle. Thank you to 317 for understanding my reference.
Mark Anfield and Larson. Running order has not changed. Daryl Young was 0.7 of a second faster than Casey Knight the last time around. We're coming to the white flag. Can Daryl close in? I want to mention that Daryl Young has shown impressive pace in the 25. I talk about this all the time. But I had to disqualify Daryl Young from a NASA Rallycross Lights race. It was his first race in Barcelona. He crashed and ended up driving backwards against traffic. And then all of a sudden, he's in a world championship race in Hell in Norway last season, showing impressive pace in that event. And the growth that all of these drivers, not just Daryl, right? But all of these drivers, no matter the split, it has been awesome to see. Casey Knight's last lap, 1 minute 120.1 to a 118.8 for Young. As Young and Leckenby battling for second. Knight loves this. Focusing on the teammates, battling for second. All crossed up over the whoops. And despite the wheel damage, Brian, Jamison's looking good.
Yeah, it's not bothering him too much. Got about a half a lap left. One more jump to really keep it together on.
Corner 36, Casey Knight. Into the final corner. 36. Rounding the final corner. Winning heat number 3 will be Casey Knight getting those bonus points. Leckenby comes home second. Daryl Young, James Watson, Robert Martin, Canfield, and Larson will finish up here. And all will go to the semifinal. Smaller than the second heat. I think the semifinal is going to be nuts.
That's the third heat race.
Yes. Did I say second?
Yeah, you said second.
Words are hard. Been a long weekend. First semifinal, though, is where we're headed. I think this one we're going to learn together. Let's see. Hit the rules button. We
Yeah,
got 5
of these
cars
should be
that will
going.
transfer. 9 cars in this semifinal. Alrighty then. Warren Watkins, Jamison Leckenby, Garth McDade, Nick Kulikowski, James Watson, Kevin Balland, Benjamin Harris, Darren Canfield, and Olivier Rett. Adding a couple more cars. We've ran races with 7 cars. Now we go to 9. It's going to be 14 in total in the feature. See, I told you guys, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that Casey Knight has said, I won that race. What are you talking about? They win the heat race. And in chat, how? How? You were quick, my friend. That's how. We roll for semifinal A. 5 laps. Top 5 transfer out of this one. I thought the starts were crazy in heat. I don't know what. Nine cars, 5 of them will transfer. I'm going to be biased for 2 seconds. I hope James Watson doesn't run into any bad luck again. He's been so quick and has had such terrible luck. Just have to wait. And Warren Watkins, second place man in points, 3 points away from Chris Spalding. He's had additionally terrible luck. He will lead the field to the green flag. 9 cars, 5 laps, top 5 transfer, semi-final A in Wisconsin. Flag. Single file for the top 2. Kulikowski ahead of McDade. Watson surges. 3 wide. Watson goes from 5th to 30. Touches Kulikowski. I thought that was going to be a massive crash. McDade on the outside trying to get the grip. He cannot. He ramps over Kulikowski in the 22. Balland says, thanks, teammate. I appreciate it. Takes the spot for McDade. Down the straightaway to Cowboy. It's Leckenby, Watson, Kulikowski, Balland, McDade, Harris. Massive crash for the 411 and backup shot. Larato in the 63. Side by side and Cowboy. Leckenby battled. Watkins held it. 1 car sliding. It was Balland in the 49 with McDade, the 111. Teammates not having a good time in the middle of the field, but Leckenby looking good for KLR. We take a second look really quick at what happened with Harris.
Good job stopping it.
Really good. Crossing the track, Canfield in the 023. Warren Watkins, 3 points down on Spalding. He's got to finish top 5, but he has an army of KLR cars all around him. It's like the meme, I'm in danger. Yeah, that's how he has been the last couple weeks. In the 26, at the end of the first lap, he leads ahead of Jamison Leckenby. Watson 3rd, Kulikowski and Balland holds the transfer spot tentatively in 5th. McDade, Canfield, Rateau, and Harris. That can be looking good, trying to fight the 26. Couple car lengths between them as we head to Cowboy yet again. Differing lines. Watkins runs the outside. Leckenby tries to rip the inside. Brian, I've never seen that line work. You always want to, at least in the rally car, rip the handbrake, back the car up onto that little asphalt, and then rip it off the corner.
Yeah, I don't want to touch the handbrake at all. I want to get it sideways and just keep. You got to keep engine RPMs in, keep the throttle just a little. You tickling in it with your toes, just keeping the wheels moving just a little bit. I'm going to tell you, I haven't driven the car here. I don't know. I don't know what you're doing with it.
We're figuring it out as we go.
I have. I just have not done it well.
I was going to say you made a setup somehow.
I made a general off-road setup and made sure it worked and passed tech everywhere.
proud of you. You can get stuff done. It's so awesome. Watkins, 1 minute 18.6, 1 minute 19. Watson sets fastest lap at 18.5. He sits in third. He awaits these guys to squabble, maybe take this lead. Remember, top 3 score points out of the semifinal. You get 3 if you win, 1 for third, 2 if second. Easy to figure that one out. And then 4th and 5th will transfer up with no points. I don't think this inside line, but I see what Jameson is doing. You run the inside line and you try and come across like we saw earlier. Forgive me, I can't remember who it was in an earlier heat race. Try and do a block pass. You know, it was Bolland that got affected by that, though. But
if you have the room behind you, you can start it shallow, do like an early apex, and then when you exit the corner, if you drive all the way across the track, you should be fine. But trying to enter shallow and exit shallow, it's not going to happen. You're going to lose a lot of speed. I prefer to run up the berm a little bit and then just use gravity and enter wide and exit shallow. Maintain on the standing inside.
Watkins continues to lead. Technically speaking, if he wins the semifinal, it is a 2-point gap in the championship between himself and Chris Spalding. That's without drop weeks factor. So the points are getting really good. Remember, we have Sonoma next week, a rallycross track, and we've seen crazy things happen there. 2 laps to go in the top 3. 1 minute 18.3 for Watkins, 1 minute 18.2 for Leckenby, 18.4 for Watson. These guys all within a tenth of a second. Looking good.
Alex
be running the inside again.
In direct messages, yes, I have raced here. I raced here with him and Matt Kalish, and I watched Matt Kalish absolutely walk away from me.
Who DM'd you? Who made fun of you?
Alex.
Oh, Larson? Yeah, good. At least someone's making fun of you that isn't me. Watkins continues to lead. Leckenby second. Leckenby bounces over the jump. I couldn't imagine what it feels like to land one of these jumps and bounce, because going off of what we talked about earlier, when you land, right, and you are bouncing and it's so twitchy in these cars, it terrifies me in the Beetle Light when we're running here for Yes 2. And these guys have a split second to either crash or stay on the track. White flag for Warren Watkins. Leckenby was 3/10 slower. Watkins saved it. Leckenby second, touches with Watson for second. These guys are all in transfer spot. Kulikowski and Bolland. That running order has not changed for 4th and 5th. Those guys looking good for a transfer as well. Harris and Rateau, 8th and 9th in the back of the field. Watkins into Cowboy. Leckenby tries it again. If you can get that line correct, you can do the block pass. I'm going to be curious and excited to see how that will develop over the night. Kulikowski running a lonely race in the 22. Bolland as well. No pressure from his teammate McDade in the 111. Canfield and Harris battling for 7th like it's for the World Championship. Never mind. Canfield has looped it in Cowboy. Top 3 still battling to the death for the top 3 spots and those bonus points. Into the penultimate corner. Watkins leads. Leckenby leads Watson. Leckenby tries to get the bite off the corner. Watkins holds the momentum over the final jump. Final corner. Leckenby's got a better run. He sends it. He tries what he tried to do earlier. Can't get it done. Watkins wins the semifinal. Leckenby and Watson second and third. Ominous if Leckenby's figuring it out. Kulikowski 4th. And the 5th and final transfer will be Bolland in the 49 with McDade, Harris, Canfield, and Rateau out in Wisconsin. Make matters worse, Darren Canfield has spun, coming to the final in the 0-20. It is now Darren Canfield sympathy. We had Clinton Funk sympathy corner last week in Winton. His teammate has taken the mantle for that. Technically, we have a little bit of a podcast. We're waiting for Olivier Rateau. He crosses our shot. You saw him right there in the 63. He's finishing up. What are we thinking, Brian, for this last semifinal?
I don't even know who's in it. I
don't
know
either.
if you've seen me turn my microphone on and off 300 times. I cannot wait until Alex Larson hops up here for the Masters race. I keep coughing my lungs out.
Doing a fantastic job, my friend. We get set for semifinal B. Another 9 cars. Justin Morton, Kendall Collins, Daryl Young, Scout Lawrence technically, but I think they've bowed out because of the connection issues. Ignacio Terusio, Robert Martin, Joe Pascucci, Dan Storm, and I think Alex Larson has bowed out as well. Pascucci, I think, is still in the session. We're only going to have 7 cars going for these 5 positions. Keeping an eye on viewers, it has been hovering right around 35 to 40. Thank you so much for ASN TV USA. We got Brian Sawyer in the production truck, trucking along with whatever he's got under the weather. My name is Josh Mertz. We'll have Alex Larson join us a little bit later on. The
We're going to
Masters
have Alex
split.
Larson join us shortly. Alex Larson said, I can't drive. I don't want to drive this thing anymore.
Oh,
And
if Alex wants to
think he
join
might be-
now, he can join now.
yeah, I think he might be hopping in. He says he's grabbing a drink, and he'll be hopping in to hang out with us.
Terrific. This is our final semifinal of the Future Split. Have that warm up and then the feature, and then mentioned take a bit of a break. Stay on the stream just in an ad break to set up the Masters race, and if we do it all over again, it's been so much fun. It's winter season of Crosscar. Both points championships looking really good. Collins holding
Dan
that,
Storm,
but he's in
what
second.
are you doing? Get
Morton,
up there, Dan.
Collins, Young, Terusio, Martin, Pascucci, Storm for semifinal B. Green flag. Morton leads Collins. Young, Terusio, and Martin. Pascucci looking in the outside into the inside in the 015. Can't get it done on Martin in the 133. Storm in the back. Scout Lawrence, Alex Larson not racing in this semifinal. 7 cars for 5 laps going for the top 5 position. Into Cowboy.
You know that I am
Go ahead,
noticing, Josh. At these starts, that outside line is lagging back pretty far each race so far. I mean, normally when I race here, if I'm on the outside line, I want to be squeezing first place and not letting them have anything, and everybody's just kind of letting first place just have their way.
I believe Alex Larson has joined us. Are you there, my friend? He's still eating. I'm really good at
here. Sorry, I
Okay.
just shoved a cookie in my mouth.
They're all good. You can join us when you are done snacking, my friend. I'll pick your brain on what's going on, and we'll let Brian take a much-needed rest. Justin Morton leads at the end of the first lap. Kendall Collins second. Young, Terusio. What happened to Martin? Pascucci has passed Martin for the 5th spot, transfer spot.
Daryl Young,
There's one
doing
around.
360.
Errol
He keeps
Young
going.
saved it. I'll take a look. He bounced bad. It ripped up. He looped it. And he kept rolling. But
It's
he
the
has fallen
best way to do a
out of the
spin. Kept going. Yeah. No, he's in 5th. He's currently in 5th. We're only losing 2 cars out of this race right now.
I don't know how to read. Justin Morton leads. Collins, Ruscio, Pascucci, Young, and Martin has looped it in the 133. He gets passed by Dan Storm. He immediately passes Storm back. So these guys having a great battle for last. I'm Daryl Young. Wouldn't push it too hard and potentially lose that transfer spot. Side, Pascucci with Young over the jump. Put Young to 4th. Pascucci gets the run off the corner. No. Way to go for Morton. 1 minute, 17.7. Collins, 1 minute, 19.3. That's fastest lap for the 11. Ignacio Terusio, 120.5. Daryl Young, he did it again, and he doesn't save it this time. He's got to get going again. Robert Martin, will he close up? Second between them. This is for the transfer spot. Be right on board. Robert Martin.
You know, Josh, one of the things I noticed while I was racing tonight was that the way this car is set up tonight, it really just digs into the ruts, and if you get in the wrong rut, you feel it, and it just whips you, takes you for a ride.
As Dan Storm has looped it in the back, I'm going to piggyback off of that and say it's not just this car and this setup, Alex. I've noticed that when NASA Rallycross ran here, when Yes2 ran here, you hit the wrong rut, and it is a mess. It is so hard to run any car effectively and quickly here at any of these off-road short course tracks.
I think one of the nice things about the default setup is that there's a bit softer travel unlocked, so you have a little bit more forgiveness when you get in the rut. You have the opportunity for the wheel to hop out, but yeah, with such a tight setup, it feels great 90% of the time, and the other 10% of the time, you're getting driven by the track.
2 laps to go. Justin Morton in the 11 still leads. We've lost Dan Storm. Daryl Young and Robert Martin battling for that last transfer spot. 2 seconds between them in the 25 and the 133. And everyone really minding their own business, running their own race in this second semifinal. Martin has given up some more time to Young. We still pay attention to Morton in the 11. Won last week in Winton in the Futures class. Looking good. Transfer in the Futures class tonight in Crandon. Under the white flag. The man from Missouri, car number 11. Last lap, 117.9. Kendall Collins, 118.5 for the 167. Ignacio's looking good in the 412, sitting in third. Piscucci and Young, fourth and fifth. And Young continues to gap Martin. It's now 4 seconds from Young to Martin for that transfer spot. Piscucci is second between him and Young. Morton's nearly got caught up on one of those ruts. Parked it in the middle of the corner. Gave up some time, but it won't affect. My favorite corner on this track is the one that Morton just drove through. Because through that jump, and you have to line yourself up for this massive jump. Long sweeper. Loggers jump, Loggers corner. Keep the revs up. Into this penultimate corner, another one of my favorites. Absolutely send it. Diamond to the corner. Get the great runoff. Don't hit the berm.
My favorite's when you send it too hard and then you go over the other side. You just fall into the abyss.
Final corner. Checkered flag. Justin Morton wins semifinal B. Gets those 3 points. Kendall Collins second. Gets 2 points. Ignacio Terusio come home in third. Get that last bonus point on the evening in the 412. Joe Piscucci and Daryl Young, fourth and fifth, will transfer. Best of the rest will be Robert Martin, Dan Storm, Scout Lawrence, and Mr. Alex Larson out in the semifinal.
I am out of the semifinal, which is why I'm here chatting with everybody else.
Selfishly, it's appreciated. Brian can take a little bit of a break. Speaking of, we're going to allow these guys to take a couple minutes and warm up, and we'll take a break of our own. The grid is set. On the other side of the break, we go green in Wisconsin.
You're so interesting.
I love your browser history.
I like that you're not hiding anything from me.
By the way, nice IP address. I like your neighborhood.
You are so special. This ad is just for you.
I learned so many things from you.
You are so generous.
With your personal data.
Switch on privacy, switch off trackers and viruses. Go to NordVPN.com. NordVPN. Safely be you.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Absolutely be doing what he has to do. He has to go for the championship. He has to recover the points that he lost. He's down the race, takes the lead in the 12. What a move. And he takes the lead and holds it.
Side between these two and turn one. This is going to get spicy.
Exiting turn one, over the jump to begin the first lap clock at the inside line. McFarland contact between them. They are still side by side. This opens the door for Wetz. He can't make anything happen. Over in the 26, he has not won in quite some time. Dragster acing the entry to turn one, up and into the inside of Magnus, gives him a nudge. The grip strip on the inside, Phil. Wetz had a little bit better run, but looks like Rocky's going to hold his spot.
You're so...
The NASA Cross Car Challenge on ASN is brought to you by Whiplash SimCams, bringing you every angle, every lap. Visit facebook.com/WSimCams, and thank you, Andrew Cardinale IV, for camera support all season. If you like what you see tonight, be sure to like and subscribe to the Automotive Sports Network, no matter the platform at ASN TV USA. According to Brian, we might even be on the dark web. We are gunning for 1,000 subscribers. I just refreshed it. We're looking at 950. We're oh so close. Thanks to everyone who has done that already. If you'd like to race in NASA, we have something for everyone in 2026. All the info is at nasasimracing.com, and we're also looking for partners for 2026, whether it's Rallycross or Cross Car. Join the Discord, nasasimracing.com. Hit up Brian, figure something out. We can make it work. As we welcome you back to round 5 of the NASA Cross Car Challenge Futures Division here at Crandon in Wisconsin. We've banished the sick Brian Sawyer to just the production truck. Alex Larson next to me in the commentary box. My name is Josh Mertz, live on the Automotive Sports Network. Got about a minute left until we begin to grid. Alex, what are we thinking as we head to the feature?
I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be exciting. We've got some really close times here in the warm-up. You know, a couple people within a few tenths of each other. I think there's going to be some good racing, and I think it's going to be tight, so I wouldn't be surprised if that flip counter has to come out at some point, too.
One thing I want to mention, looking at Justin Morton, 5/10, half a second away from Chris Spalding. That's the closest that someone has been to Spalding tonight. However, Justin Morton is not gridding second. He is gridding 5th. Spalding is pole position. So, it's going to be interesting to see. We're going to have 13 cars, 8 laps, remember, here in Crandon due to fuel constraints. So, looking good. It'll be a good time. Yes, checkered flag has fallen on warm-up. Spalding's best lap, a 1:17.1. Morton, a 1:17.7. James Mensch, 1:18.3. He'll have a good battle with Warren Watkins at that time as anything to go off of. Get set to grid in Wisconsin for round 5 of NASA Cross Car Future. And our grid looks like Chris Spalding, James Mensch, front row. Casey Knight, impressive run, winning Heat 3. Warren Watkins, Justin Morton. Watkins 2 points down on Spalding for the championship. Leckenby, Collins, Watson, Terusio, Kulikowski, Pascucci, Balland, and Young, the 13th and final car on the grid in Wisconsin. Top 5 of this race will move up to the Masters race in just a couple of moments. But here's the thing, Alec. You have just ran an entire race, and then you finish top 5 in this split, and you've got to do it all over again versus the guys in that Masters race. They're fresh. They're ready. You would be super tired.
Yeah, this track does take a bit out of you, I would say. Although you now are very familiar with the track and very familiar with it in a wheel-to-wheel racing situation. So I could see some pros and cons for being one of the guys that moves up. And with the time Spalding's setting, if he moves on up, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if he gives some people a run for their money that wouldn't be expecting it.
Tentatively, looking at the entry list, we will have, I think, about 20 cars for the Masters race if you include these top 5 from this future split. So it's going to be super interesting to watch later on. As the safety truck has pulled off, we've got 40 of us hanging out and watching on the Automotive Sports Network Live. Thank you so much. Brian Sawyer, Alex Larson, my name is Josh Mertz. We've got 13 cars going for 8 laps. And it's Chris Spalding versus Warren Watkins in the championship. A 2-point gap between them. 13 cars, 8 laps. Put your hard hats on as we get set to go green in Wisconsin. Green flag. Another great jump for the pole man. James Mensch goes to the second spot right behind him. Single file, Watkins and Knight side by side. Now Morton in the back. No contact throughout. Everybody nice and calm into turn 3. Leckenby to the inside. Morton 3 wide with Knight on the outside in the 36. Up the hill, down the straightaway to Cowboy for the first time. We will expect these lines to be very different for various drivers. Spalding leads Mensch. Watkins, Morton on the inside. One car further low, it's Leckenby. Nearly hits Collins off of Cowboy through the whoops. Into the right-hand sweeper. Watkins passing Morton. Crosses. Casey Knight has dropped like a rock from 3rd to 7th in the first half of a lap. And over. Loggers jump for the first time. Spalding leads. Mensch second. Watkins on 2 wheels landing in front of the 11 of Morton. Collins, Leckenby, Watson, Knight, Terusio, Kulikowski, Balland, Young, and Pascucci, who I think made a mistake in the back of the field. Penultimate corner. Beautiful camera shot. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, Brian. As we take a look at our field, winding their way through. Leckenby tries to take the spot on Collins. They duel their way around as Knight and Terusio. Knight is continuing to fall down the order at the end of the first lap, Alex. Spalding leads.
Yeah, Knight having that great performance early on tonight, but now he's getting dropped down to the end. Hopefully he can pick back up the pace. You know, he's still got 6 laps to go. I can do math.
James Mensch made a mistake in turn 2, lost the spot to Warren Watkins. We ride on board Justin Morton, winner from last week from Missouri in Winton. Trying to take the spot, side by side into Cowboy, deep on the brakes. Mensch tries to run the inside. Can Morton get the run off the corner? Yes. It's so delayed if you're going to be able to beat your competitor off that corner because you run so much deeper than them in the corner. Side by side through the sweeper. Morton and Mensch, they nearly touch, and Mensch, a little bit of a juke there. To the left, it startled him again. He's going to lose 3rd. He might lose 4th to Collins in the 167. No contact in the back. Pascucci's made another mistake. He has dropped 15 seconds off of 12th place Nick Kulikowski.
Yeah, it's been a great battle here for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. These guys have been driving real close to each other, keep going back and forth between some of these corners. It's amazing to watch the different lines that you can take on a track like this and how they can all be just as competitive.
As Terusio and Leckenby have crashed in the final corner. I'm taking a look off monitor to see, and it looks like Leckenby just overdrove, tried the same move he did in the heat race earlier, and it did not come to fruition again, and Terusio spun in the 412. We catch it just there. Easy to do. Mention Collins. I'm taking a look off monitor at live pictures. Kendall Collins has looped the 167, loses the spot to Casey Knight. Morton right behind Watkins in the 11 to the 26. And Watkins, a second slower than Spalding in the 039. Rear view mirrors full of Morton in the 11. Second Watkins, third Morton, fourth Minch, fifth Casey Knight, sixth Collins, seventh Balland, Watson, Young, Kulikowski top 10, Terusio, Leckenby, Piscucci. This battle for second's heating up. I don't think Morton's done with Watkins. Terusio is pitted in the 412. Not sure what's going on there. Not sure if he had damage that he was trying to repair. Piscucci pits as well. I'm not sure what's going on with those guys.
You know, maybe they could just be calling it for the night. That's kind of how I felt after looping it a couple times in my heat race.
Speaking of looping it, Kendall Collins pulls right in front of James Watson and Cowboy. And Balland having an issue again. This is for 6th, 7th, and 8th.
You know, I know it's very unintentional, but the animation of the track worker in there
right
kind of gave the little shrug when he spun there, and it just happened to be perfect timing.
Kendall Collins, the right front is destroyed on the 167. He'll try and make it back to the pits to use his fast repair, but the man who won the first race in Wheatland, not looking good. Morton to the inside of Watkins for second. As we take cross flags halfway in the feature here in Crandon. If I'm Warren Watkins, Alex, I have to defend for all I'm worth because I'm going to lose a spot, or a couple points rather, to Spalding after I gained one back through the heat race and through the semifinal.
Oh yeah, full defense here. This is, you know, you got your pit crew doing the defense
inside
cheer.
Spalding still holding the lead, 5.5 seconds up, side by side for second. If these guys make a mistake, Mensch is going to love this. Trying to take a spot, Leckenby and Kulikowski have dueled away for the 9th and 10th positions in the back of the field. Morton to second, holds the spot now ahead of Watkins. Mensch fourth, fifth Casey Knight trying to gain some time back that they lost on the start. Watson in the 39, Balland and Young, the remaining running order. And you've got these two dueling away like it's for the World Championship. Now Kendall Collins looks like it's a repeat from Wheatland, but he's off the lead lap ahead of Chris Spalding. Spalding takes lap number 6. 3 laps to go in Wisconsin. He's got 5.5 seconds over Justin Morton.
Yeah, hopefully Spalding can take this moment to take a deep breath, race his race, and just focus on dialing in that line so that he's ready when he goes up to the Masters field in a moment.
Makes me wonder if, as Daryl Young has spun from 8th, I'm just taking a look through the field. He's getting going again, but he's going to have a battle with his teammate Jamison Leckenby right on board Spalding, the other KLR teammate at the front of the field. I wonder if Spalding is going to continue to run this setup, or world champion Kieran Lifflander has made a custom setup for the KLR boys. What would you do, Alex? Ignore the fact that you have issues with the setup. If you're running this setup and you're doing well like Chris is, would you change and run your team owner's setup, or would you continue this one?
You know, I guess at the end of the day, it would be, what did I practice with? If I've only practiced with this setup, I'm staying with this setup. If I've practiced with the other setup and I feel good about it, I'm switching. At the end of the day, you know, this one seems to be working. If lap times are similar to what the top guys on the team are running, then maybe you just stay with what you know.
Spalding lead. He's looking to be the first repeat winner in NASA Cross Car Futures. We've had 4 races, 4 winners. Collins, Winicky, Spalding, and Morton over these first 4 weeks. Nobody's repeated until potentially tonight. Kendall Collins off the lead lap in front of Justin Morton and Warren Watkins. They're battling for second. Casey Knight still looking good, holding the transfer spot in fifth. The Masters split. James Mensch pressuring Watkins. Second place man in points, Warren Watkins. He was 2 points away entering this feature, and he's dropping positions. Not what you need to see. Luckily, there's a drop week. We'll see how the points are affected going in to Sonoma next week. Mensch looking. Watkins closes the door. I love this track, Alex. There's so many different lines, so many places to make a move, so many ways to make a move. Spalding takes the white flag in the 039.
You know, I finally bit the bullet a couple months ago and bought this to start racing the trucks on it. And at first I was like, oh, it's just another dirt track. And then once I bought it, I was like, oh, this isn't just another dirt track. This is the dirt track. In my opinion, this is the best off-road track in the service, especially for the trucks. The cross cars run really well here as well.
Spalding leads, Morton second. Mensch has gotten by Watkins for third, passed him in the final corner as we still pay attention to this battle into Cowboy. And Watkins nearly drilled the 294 of Mensch. No contact there. Knight in fifth, holding the transfer ahead of James Watson. Second and a half ahead of Watson in the 39. As Alland, Young, Leckenby, Kulikowski, the rest of the top 10. Up front, Chris Spalding in the 039 came oh so close to winning that first race in Wheatland 5 weeks ago, over Kendall Collins. Final jump, and Chris Spalding holds the points lead, and he will be the first repeat winner in NASA Cross Car Futures. Checkered flag, Spalding wins in Wisconsin. Impressive run, dominating run, frankly, for the 039. Morton comes home in second. Third will be James Mensch. Fourth, Warren Watkins. And fifth, for the driver who didn't expect to win a heat, transfers again to a Masters race, Casey Knight in fifth. Best of the rest, James Watson. Walland, Daryl Young, Leckenby, Kulikowski, Collins, Pascucci, Terusio. The remaining classification here in Brandon.
What a race tonight, Josh. What a race. Chris Spalding clearly figured out this track and this setup and did not hesitate to show that to us. 7.5 second gap when he crossed the line.
Over 8 laps.
Just amazing. Just amazing.
Wow. As our drivers finished up, taking a minute, take a look at the classification. Fastest lap, 1:17.2. He got nowhere close to his qualifying time. He was half a second off. But these guys are done for futures. We're going to step aside for just a couple moments here on the Automotive Sports Network. On the other side of the break, we do it all over again. Don't go anywhere. NASA Cross Car Masters from Crandon up next.
You're so interesting.
I love your browser history.
I like that you're not hiding anything from me.
By the way, nice IP address. I like your neighborhood.
You are so special. This ad is just for you.
I learned so many things from you.
You are so generous.
With your personal data.
Switch on privacy, switch off trackers and viruses. Go to NordVPN.com. NordVPN. Safely be you.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Absolutely be doing what he has to do. He has to go for the championship. He has to recover the points that he lost. He's down the race, takes the lead in the 12. What a move. And he takes the lead and holds
my
it.
side between these two and Terminal. This is going to get spicy.
Exiting turn one, over the jump to begin the first lap, clogging the inside line. McFarland contact between them. They are still side by side. This opens the door for Wetz. He can't make anything happen. Over in the 26, he has not won in quite some time. Dragster acing the entry to turn one, up heading to the inside of Magnus, gives him a nudge. The grip strip on the inside, Phil. Wetz had a little bit better run, but looks like Rocky's going to hold the spot.
You're so interesting.
I love your browser history.
I like that you're not hiding anything from me.
By the way, nice IP address. I like your neighborhood.
You are so special. This ad is just for you.
I learned so many things from you.
You are so generous.
With your personal data.
Switch on privacy, switch off trackers and viruses. Go to NordVPN.com. NordVPN. Safely be you.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Absolutely be doing what he has to do. He has to go for the championship. He has to recover the points that he lost. He's down the race, takes the lead in the 12. What a move. And he takes the lead and holds
Side by
it.
side between these two in the turn one. This is going to get spicy.
Exiting turn one, over the jump to begin the first lap clock at the inside line. McLaughlin contact between them. They are still side by side. This opens the door for Wetz. He can't make anything happen. In the 26, he has not won in quite some time. Dragster acing the entry to turn one, up heading to the inside of Magnus, gives him a nudge. The grip strip on the inside, Phil. Wetz had a little bit better run, but looks like Ronnie's going to this one.
You're so interesting.
I love your browser history.
I like that you're not hiding anything from me.
By the way, nice IP address. I like your neighborhood.
You are so special. This ad is just for you.
I learned so many things from you.
You are so generous.
With your personal data.
Switch on privacy, switch off trackers and viruses. Go to NordVPN.com. NordVPN. Safely be you.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Absolutely be doing what he has to do. He has to go for the championship. He has to recover the points that he lost. He's down the race, takes the lead in the 12. What a move. And he takes the lead and holds
Side by
it.
side between these two in a turmoil. This is going to get spicy.
Exiting turn one, over the jump to begin the first lap, clogging the inside line. McFarland contact between them. They are still side by side. This opens the door for Wetz. He can't make anything happen. Over in the 26, he has not won in quite some time. Dragster acing the entry to turn one, up heading to the inside of Magnus, gives him a nudge. The grip strip on the inside, Phil. Wetz had a little bit better run, but looks like Magnus will hold the spot.
You're so interesting.
I love your browser history.
I like that you're not hiding anything from me.
By the way, nice IP address. I like your neighborhood.
You are so special. This ad is just for you.
I learned so many things from you.
You are so generous.
With your personal data.
Switch on privacy, switch off trackers and viruses. Go to NordVPN.com. NordVPN. Safely be you.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Absolutely be doing the NASA Crosscar Challenge on ASN, Crosscar Masters specifically, brought to you by Whiplash SimCams, bringing you every angle, every lap. Visit facebook.com/WSimCams, and thank you, Andrew Cardinale IV, for camera support all season. If you like what you have seen tonight, be sure to like and subscribe to the Automotive Sports Network, and no matter the platform at ASN TV USA. According to Brian, we might even be on the dark web, and we're gunning for 1,000 subscribers. I'm going to do this live. We're going to refresh this page, and we are looking right now at 954. We've gained 4 since we started today. Thank you guys so much. It has been so awesome. ASNTVUSA.com. If you'd like to race in NASA, we have something for everyone in 2026. All the info is at nasasimracing.com, and we're also looking for partners for 2026. Join the Discord, talk to Brian, get your name on whatever it may be. It's a fun time. We got over nearly 700 people, over 650 in the Discord. It has been awesome to see. I just want to remind everyone, our venue this week is Crandon International Off-Road Raceway, first race by NASA in 2020. It features 8 corners. It's all about commitment and rhythm. To be successful in Crandon, you have to be confident over the jumps, not afraid of the berms on either side of the track. And if our drivers show any kind of hesitation, their competitors or the circuit itself will bite. We saw Olivier Rateau auditioning for the gold medal in the vehicular gymnastics competition earlier on. I would say he would have earned that very handily. In NASA Crosscar, after open practice, we will head to a single-car 3-lap qualifying session. The top 8 drivers will receive bonus points. The order is then inverted for our 5-lap heat races, and if you win your heat race, you're straight to the feature with 2 bonus points, 0 stress for you. If you do not win your heat race, you are into the semifinals, also 5 laps. Top 5 of each will advance. Top 3 get some extra points, and it'll set the stage for our 8-lap, due to fuel constraints, feature race tonight. The first season of NASA Crosscar Masters continues tonight live on the Automotive Sports Network. We got Brian Sawyer under the weather, trucking his way through in the production truck. We got Alex Larson next to me in the commentary box. My name is Josh Mertz, as NASA and ASN are proud to welcome you back to Crandon in Wisconsin. Finish up practice. Let's take a look at the Drivers' Championship coming into round number 5. Brian, are you well enough to read this, or do I have to do it myself? Silence means he's done talking. Matthew Lindy by 9 points over former NASA World Champion Evan McFarland, Zach Blanche, Kieran Lifflander, current World Champion. Indy Kirkenbauer not here tonight, Romain Rateau, TJ Staver not here tonight, Keenan Kusan not here tonight, nor is Leclerc or Irvin in the top 10. The Teams Championship. Second place, McFarland and Blanche looking good as well there. TWRS Blue ahead of 2 KLR teams, Channel 199, TWRS Yellow, Mika Northstar, JC Simsport, another TWR team, got Jim Beaver in 10th. Before we kick it to qualifying, I want to say thank you to we're going to do this live. We're looking at 37 still hanging out with us on ASN. Let's take a look at some programming notes coming up for the Automotive Sports Network. Next stream will be the SimCar Grand Am season opener for 2026A at the Daytona International Speedway in Daytona Beach, Florida. Can Nathan Ray continue his domination of that series? Brandon Lambert not defending his championship. It's going to be super awesome. You'll have myself and Brian Sawyer, 8:45 p.m. Eastern on Thursday. We wrap up NASA Crosscar Futures and Masters for this first season next Sunday in Sonoma, California. You'll have myself and Brian Sawyer, maybe Josh Darnell, maybe Alex Larson. We haven't figured that one out. Coverage begins at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. SimCar in Watkins Glen the next Thursday, and proud to announce the Detroit SCCA has a special event on the 24th of January. I'm not going to be here. Alex, I'll let you speak to it in a minute, but that's going to be super fun. It's going to be the Ray 1600 car at Road America and Summit Point. Coverage begins 2:30 p.m. Eastern. Alex, give me a little blurb of that. What are we looking forward for?
You know, there's some of us that have crossed over from the Detroit SCCA Sim Racing League into the Washington District SCCA Sim Racing League, and a couple people that go back and forth, and we said, hey, why not let's just throw down. Let's see which SCCA chapter is the best at sim racing. So we've picked kind of a local course to us, and they've picked a local course to them, and we're gonna throw down on some racing there and just have a good old time between the two leagues.
Super excited to be watching that, probably from the grandstands at Daytona. My friend Cody Erdman and I and our wives were going down to Florida for the Rolex. So, Mr. Larson, you get to have the reins of the broadcast for that one. A shout out Michael Schmidt and team over there for setting that one up with us as well. We head to qualifying. Who's the first car? Rolling, it is Warren Watkins in the 26, second place man in Futures points, finished fourth in the Futures race earlier on. In the 26, first car on track. Just kidding, it's James Mensch as spinning as Watkins. As Mensch will begin his warm-up lap in the 294. Impressive run for him, and I say that he has made a mistake on his warm-up lap as well. Right after the start-finish line. Umut Akdenizli in the 31. The Turk, it's like 5 a.m. there. He's got school in a couple hours, and he is running with us as well. Super awesome to see. Cartwright, Lunan, Watkins, everybody running their warm-up lap. What are we expecting coming off of that photo finish last week in Winton between Kalish and McFarland?
You know, I'm kind of going to put on my fanboy hat and say I really like the way Matt Kalish drives this car. He's so fast. This car speaks to him. It makes him happy. So I'm going to put my fanboy hat on again and say I'm pulling for Matt Kalish to win in this one. You know, McFarland does have a great grasp on this car, but it doesn't look like he's super fast tonight so far. But, you know, that anything can happen.
And I want to point out on the ticker, orange boxes are our Futures drivers. Green box is Matthew Lindy, points leader of the Masters split. Car number 16. The first car on their lap is James Mensch. We've been paying attention to the 294. I want to give a shout out to Matt Kalish as well. One of the S2 guys, one of the guys from the Court Cup series, jumped into this car, from my knowledge, with very limited experience, and I'm echoing what I think you or Josh or both of you mentioned last week in Winton in Australia. Jumping in this car, compared to, let's say, Evan, and I could be misspeaking, apologies if I am, but compared to Evan, compared to Lindy, not really that prevalent on dirt, and at least in NASA terms, and nearly wins the race. It was nuts to watch. I'm sitting back in 5th or 6th in that race, and I watched it back and I saw a photo finish. I said, are you kidding me? I decided to race this race and miss the photo finish? But I digress.
Yeah, Matt, I don't know if he's super experienced in the dirt cars on iRacing. I know he does enjoy the dirt cars. I know he also works closely with the American Rally Association in real life, doing some media, I believe, for them. So Matt is familiar with dirt and dirt racing.
Really quick, Alex. Times roll through. We'll finish our point here in a second. James Mensch, 117.8 since the benchmark. Umut, 118.4. Watkins, 117.6. Cartwright, 117.652. Lunan, 119.5. Lindy, 116.2. Nearly a 15 for his first lap. Goes the points leader. That's Chris Spalding, 117.1. The Futures winner from earlier. Kalish, 118.5. Rateau begins his first lap. Robichaux, 124.8. I believe he made a mistake. Zach Blanche, 117.1. McFarland, 116.0 for the former world champion for Channel 199. We're going to see some 15s here, Alex. I am feeling it. Continue your point on Kalish.
Really, really close. Yeah, what I was saying was, you know, Matt has some real life dirt experience. I don't know if he's gotten behind the wheel of a rally car, but I know he's been adjacent to the rally series in real life, and he always says that the rear wheel drive with your feet cars are his favorite to drive, and that's why he's picked up this cross car so quickly. You know, Matthew Lindy, I've watched him race in a few other rear-wheel drive dirt series, mostly on the oval, obviously, and he's always impressed me. I think there's more than one person that could definitely win tonight, and I bet the betting odds line in Vegas would be pretty exciting.
Looking, seeing McFarlane crosses the line. Second lap didn't count. So they're giving up the second lap. Okay, where is McFarlane, former world champion? Lindy's begun his third lap. Let's pick up McFarlane in the 0-4. To piggyback off of Diggs Outdoors in chat, it has not happened in CrossCar. The last time that a driver has swept both divisions in a night was Cody Winicky back in 2023. See, at Indianapolis Raceway Park, he won the Contenders race and then won the World Championship race. Later that evening, Justin Morton goes to 9th. Chris Spalding's qualifying run is over. We stay focused on the former world champion Evan McFarlane, 4-time consecutive NASA Rallycross world champion, driving for Channel 199 and Travis Pastrana over the final jump and into the final corner to begin his third and final lap. I'm excited to see this. He begins this lap. We're going to see something special out of either of these kids. Lindy's on his third lap. Apologies, I got a little confused on that one. Let's go back to Lindy, Brian, in the 16. One car that is way down the order, Alex, is new NASA Rallycross world champion, Kieran Lifflander. He has not begun his run yet. And Lindy into the final corner. The kid from California racing under the Filipino flag across the jump, 1:16.2. He does not improve. He will not take the fight to his former teammate.
McFarlane's predicted lap time right now is just insane. Right now, it's predicting him to finish at a 1:13.5.
What?
I don't think that's going to stand, but it is climbing now. But watching that for the first half of his lap being 1:13 or less was wild.
I will die on the hill, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that what we are watching right now is some of the best kids in sim racing. McFarlane, Lindy, Lifflander. The NASA Rallycross World Championship has been scintillating over the past couple of years, and it's transitioning to CrossCar. Final corner for McFarlane. Can the world champion, former world champion, he made a little bit of a mistake, 1:16.012. He improves, he can improve his position. He's already up front. But where is Lifflander? Blanche is done. Everybody else done with their qualifying runs. Casey Knight finishing their run in the 36. Impressive run for the 36. Transferring up to the Masters race, and we focus on Kieran Lifflander, the only person that has won both World Championship splits in a single season. He won the Lights World Championship, he won the Supercars World Championship, and he has not gotten to grips with this CrossCar. Final corner over the line, 1:16.7 for lap 1. Romain Rateau to 11th, Lifflander the third.
Yeah, it's kind of surprising to see Matt Kalish back with a 1:18.4 as his best lap in qualifying. I would be curious to see what happened there if, maybe got twisted up something. But I think it's great seeing McFarlane, Lindy, and Lifflander looking like they're going to be real close together on timing. And then Chris Spalding, P4 right now.
One of the KLR drivers in the Futures division. Not to discredit the other 20 cars that raced in the Futures race an hour or so ago, 5 minutes ago. It's not to disparage them, I promise. He smoked that field. He was a second faster a lap, 7.5 seconds up on the rest of the field in an 8-lap race. Spalding looking good in the 0:39. I mentioned earlier on, he's driving for the NASA Rallycross World Champion Kieran Lifflander. You know Kieran's making some amazing car setups over the jump on lap 2. Will he give up this second lap? No. That's interesting. Lindy and McFarlane didn't do this. Lifflander across the line 16.6, but Alex, he gave up that little bit of a run to the start-finish line.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's interesting, the strategy differences, right? You can choose to give up your second lap to give yourself a better run into your third lap, but sometimes you're just on a heater on that second one and you want to put it down as well.
Into Cowboy. We saw a couple of guys hugging the inside, not the ideal line through Cowboy, no matter the vehicle, through the little whoops, into personally one of my favorite corners on this track. So difficult to stay next to the wall and maintain all your momentum over the jump and into Logger's jump, Logger's corner. Massive commitment needed. Don't be afraid of the berm on driver's left. Don't be afraid of the second berm. Coast your way through. Keep the wheels and engine rolling. And into the penultimate corner. So many different lines. We've seen numerous accidents over the years. I'm going to point out Mr. Bowling Ball, Magnus Okenhaug, if you're watching or hanging out, crashing into many people back in 2020 over the final jump. Final corner for the world champion on his final lap. What will he do? He's looking for a 16-0 across the line. 16.5. He improves slightly. It'll be Evan McFarlane, after winning last week in Winton, back on top in the 0-4. That looks like it is qualifying done and dusted. McFarlane, Lindy, Lifflander, Spalding, Blanche top 5. Cartwright, Watkins, Mensch, Umut, and Justin Morton top 10. Rateau and Knight through 12th. Chris Lunan, Matt Kalish, Matty Grove, Raymond Rodriguez, Eric Dubois, Jake Robichaux at the tail end of his 18-car field this evening. We'll allow these guys to, well, the only car left is Zach Blanche. We'll let him take to the track. These guys know that you can run these last couple of minutes, and I'm in the same boat, Alex. I crossed the line on lap 3, and I just parked the car. And then I say, well, dang it, I should have taken the extra time to practice.
Yeah, for me, I usually cross the line after lap 2 and go, oh, I'm done qualifying. And then remember I had a lap 3. And then remember I could have practiced. But, you know, I like to take the mental reset between the qualifying time and the first heat.
Ooh, Blanche is using the grass to get the car to grip. Exiting Cowboy. I don't know if that was intentional or not. We know track limits rules. We had a couple drivers get hit by track limits in turn 3 in Winton, going too far to driver's left. These guys know the dirt is part of, obviously the dirt's the racing surface. You can maintain one tire on the dirt. And I've seen so many creative lines over the years, whether it's iRacing or back on NASCAR 2003. That's qualifying, finishing up 2, 1, and 0. Checkered flag flies. Session is over. And it's much closer than the future split was. There was a second between the top two. There's only a quarter of a second between McFarlane and Lindy. And for sure, Joe Pascucci, you want to strap in, get your PPE, and hold on as we grid for Heat 1. On pole position, Raymond Rodriguez in the 129 for move over at speedy time. Chris Lunan, Justin Morton, Warren Watkins, Chris Spalding, and Evan McFarlane. And it's a shame that Morton, Watkins, and Spalding are in this same heat race in Master, Alex, because Watkins and Spalding, top 2 in futures point. What could have been? I want to thank everyone.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Spalding does here, especially starting from the back.
Wait for the safety truck to roll. Just to remind everyone, with these rolling starts, they'll have to maintain 45 miles an hour when the safety truck pulls off. And we did have to black flag one driver for jumping the start there. But nearly 50 people hanging out with us live on ASN Live and watching. Or if you're catching it, if you raced now and you're catching it on ASN On Demand later on, thanks so much for hanging out with us. Ryan Sawyer in the production truck, Alex Larson alongside me. My name is Josh Burns on the Automotive Sports Network. Just a reminder, ASN TV USA, no matter the platform in 2026, for both sides of NASA and ASN looking 5 laps. The winner transfers and gets 2 points. It's inverted. McFarlane, Spalding, fast guys in the back. We saw Spalding make his way through half a lap from last to first in futures. I don't know if he'll get that lucky. Rodriguez holds that. Pace speed. 6 cars, 5 laps. Winner transfers. We get set for Heat 1 of Masters in Wisconsin.
You know, it really feels like you just have an advantage in that odd-numbered row there.
Holding in the middle, came across one around. It's over as Lunan. Massive crash for the man from North Carolina in the 86. He made contact, it looked like, with Watkins, and exit stage left for Lunan. Rodriguez leads. Morton second. Third, Spalding. Fourth, Watkins. Fifth, McFarland. If we can get a replay, Brian, in a few moments to see what had happened. Into Cowboy. Rodriguez still leads. Side by side, Watkins with Spalding. Morton surges off a Cowboy. Through the whoops. You have to pick your best line. Spalding looking. Oh, God. We're 3 wide into the sweeper for the moment. Morton leads. Rodriguez on the outside. Watkins, McFarland. McFarland is stuck in this sandwich over the jump. Cars going everywhere. The inside of Rodriguez goes Watkins. McFarland into the fence goes the former world champion, takes the spot. At least I thought he tried to take it from Rodriguez. And into the penultimate corner. Spalding does it again from last to first in 1 lap.
And it looks like he's not slowing down. He's starting to gap already, even just a few hundred meters after taking that first place.
Looking to the inside on Watkins. They nearly touch. He takes it at the line. Spalding trying to pull away and do what he did earlier on in Futures. And if, Brian, you got a replay, feel free to interrupt us here. I want to see what happened on the start from high above. That was, up and over. Goes Loonan in the 86. And I think that was that Morton in the 11? I can't exactly tell. Sorry, guys. The blue car right there got nudged by, I think that was Watkins, came across, and Loonan's just an innocent victim, guys. Up and over, and McFarland just drove through really quick off monitor. Morton has made a mistake exiting Cowboy. He got a slowdown, I think. He has dropped from second back to 6th.
You know, it was pretty exciting there for a moment. We had all 3 Futures drivers in this heat in the top 3.
McFarland in the 0-4, now hounding Chris Spalding in the 0-39. Evan McFarland, and I know this is not NASA Rallycross, but he's 3rd all-time on the wins list there with 21. He's got 4 consecutive world championships. You've got... That's who's behind you if you're Chris Spalding, Alex. I don't know exactly what's going through the head, obviously, of Mr. Spalding, but I'd be a little terrified. The pressure would be getting to me.
It is a lot of pressure, but, you know, Spalding just came from the same situation where he was leading the race and had to keep everybody behind him, so McFarland's definitely putting a little more pressure than the other Future drivers on Spalding, but I think Spalding's going to handle this pressure perfectly well.
One car around in Cowboy, and it was Raymond Rodriguez in the 129, over-rotated and around the Puerto Rican went. Last time around, McFarland was 2/10 up on Spalding. We come to 2 laps to go this time. Spalding knows how to, and like you just mentioned, he won the Futures race. He knows how to get it done, McFarland. I know Evan would never make contact intentionally with anybody or send it to make contact like that, so very clean for the kid from California. 2 to go for Spalding. Last time around, 16.9 for Spalding, 16.3 for McFarland. 3rd, Watkins, 4th, Morton, 5th, Rodriguez. Loonan, after that spectacular crash, 6th and last in the pit lane. And McFarland gave up some time there, Alex, in turn 3. We talked about you can't over-rotate like that. You got to be very gentle with this car.
Yeah, I'd love to do some digging and see if Spalding is still running that setup from the Futures races or if he's on a different setup during this series.
I can't help to think that that would be so jarring that to switch setups. We talked about he races for Kieran Lifflander Racing. Kieran Lifflander, world champion, knows how to make car setups. McFarland looks to the inside. They touch!
Ooh.
Spalding saves it. McFarland saves it. McFarland quicker based on lap times, trying to find a way around into the penultimate corner. Block passes the former world champion, beautifully executed to the kid from California. And now they are tandem drafting like it's Daytona in a stock car into the final corner when they went over that jump. Flag for McFarland. We got some inside baseball from Casey Knight. Apparently Evan shared his setup to the entire grid, Alec.
Oh, wow.
I don't think Spalding's done here. Spalding's not done, and he's also using this as an opportunity to be behind one of the fastest kids on dirt road on iRacing, learn some stuff from this lap. Into Cowboy. Arlen, you run higher up on that berm. You can get the run off of the corner. It's so terrifying through these whoops when you're in the air and you bounce wrong.
Yeah, depending on
Morton
the
Rodriguez,
setup
running order has not changed.
Depending on the setup of your car in this, going through those whoops, you can either get bucked or you can have it buttery smooth, depending on the speed and the setup. And there were a couple times that were definitely some pucker moments.
An ultimate corner. McFarlane continues to lead. Maybe Spalding will make one last send, but McFarlane's looking real good. Gap is half a second over the final jump and into the final corner.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to see McFarlane make a mistake.
Check flag. McFarlane got it, winning Heat 1 in Wisconsin. Spalding, Watt, Morton, Rodriguez, Lunan to the semifinal.
What a race, Josh. I hope we see a repeat of that in the finals.
This has been so much fun. It's going to be so much fun. Progress through the night. We take a look at our grid for heat number 2. Eric Dubois, Matt Kalish, Romain Rateau, James Mensch, Zach Blanche, and Matthew Lindy. And James, if you're listening before we go green, no, that has not happened. He asks in chat of the race, has someone from Futures ever won a Masters race? Not in crosscar. 6 cars, 5 laps for Heat 2. Lindy and Blanche, current teammates, I should say. Never moved teams. Those two were the only couple of guys to win, if I'm looking at this correctly. The first 3 races of crosscar, Alex, was Lindy, Blanche, and Lindy. Wheatland, Phoenix, Park River. So if the pattern is the same, Lindy should win, right? The data doesn't lie.
It does sound like a possibility, that's for sure.
I can't remember who mentioned it. I think it was Brian. Lindy races like a dirt sprint car in the real world out in California. And so this car, effectively that. He knows how to drive these cars more so than these other guys. So I'm curious to see what will happen with him tonight. Safety truck off. Dubois, Kalish, Rateau, Mensch, Blanche, and Lindy. Interesting to see Kalish down in the order. Because Kalish looked really good, coming that close to winning last week. Now down the order in qualifying here in Crandon. Heat 2 in Wisconsin, getting set to go. Green flag. Dubois leads us over the line. Kalish second. Third, Rateau, Mensch, Blanche, and Lindy. Through 1, through 2. Cleaner this time. No cars flipping, but Kalish gets checked by Rateau. Into turn 3. Kalish checks the 2 of Blanche, and around the former race winner goes. Put him back to 6th. Up the hill. Great run for Kalish. Car length between him and Romain Rateau. Into Cowboy. 3 different lines. Around goes the race leader Dubois in front of the field. Lindy and Kalish side by side. Rateau in third. Through the whoops. Terrifying that the wheels are pointed towards each other in midair. Lindy leads us. Car length between them. Rateau in the 23 close behind. Around Rateau goes. Remove him from the second spot. Here comes Mensch in the 294 battling Kalish. I'll tell you what, Lindy loves this. We just talked about him. Starting 6th, up to the lead after 1 lap, Alec.
Yeah, we're having a real exciting race number 2 here. I think all of the races tonight are just going to be packed full of entertainment. I love being here and being part of this and watching.
End of the first lap. Lindy leads 1.1 second. Let's take a second look at what happened with Zach Blanche. He got checked by Kalish on the two wheels on the right side, and around he went. Lindy leads by 1.5 seconds over Kalish. James Mensch is half a second back from Kalish. Rateau fourth, Blanche fifth, 1.5 seconds from Rateau. They've kind of got an equal gap. And Eric Dubois on the 000 after spinning from the lead on the start has done it again in Cowboy in the back of the shot there. Driver from Maine not having a good time for TWR. Now we get to the point, Alex, where it's calmed down. You're a single file. You got a gap. Now it transitions from race your competitor to race the track in the car. And it is so hard as we ride on board Mensch in the 290.
Yeah, I think at this point, you know, if you're up front and you have a gap you feel comfortable, it might be worth exploring a couple different lines across the track now, as we can feel different grip levels where different lines on the track are wearing in differently.
Through 2 into turn 3. Mensch is fully right locked to save this car in the 294. Indy is gapped further. It's 2 seconds from him to Kalish. And the winner transfers, but these guys, Kalish and Mensch, are battling for best of the rest. Mac Blanche battling with Romain Rateau. Timing lit up like a Christmas tree as they passed each other a couple times in Cowboy. Last lap,
Yeah, Lindy was
16.
nearly a 2-second lead.
Kalish last lap, 17.7. Second. Third is Mensch. His last lap was an 18.0. 2 laps to go for Matthew Lindy. We take a look from high above. What a wonderful circuit here in Wisconsin. As you said, it's the off-road circuit. We've got Bark River. We've got Wheatland. We've got Wild West. We've got Wild Horse. Lindy clipped the berm, wheelied it through turn 2, but he saved it. I would say, putting my personal bias in for 2 seconds, I would have to agree that this is probably all 5 off-road tracks are great, but this is probably my favorite. It's got a little bit of everything. It's got the fast sweeper. You've got the tight hairpin here at Cowboy. You've got terrifying jumps. You've got some flowy bits in that first couple of corners. I love it.
You know, and we're not doing it tonight, but man, the Land Rush start at Crandon is just something else.
You see it, the S2 Motors run their group therapy. Shout out to those guys over there. And they run the Land Rush. They've got the Pro 2, the Pro 4, the rally cars, the supercars, the lights. You got 4 classes, Land Rush. It's terrifying. It was so terrifying in NASA that the last time we ran it was 2022. It's something else to go through those bumpy bits. We stay focused on this battle for 4th like it's for the race win between Blanche and Rateau. Both race winners in the NASA Rallycross World Championship. Dueling away for 4th here in Cross Car Masters. Blanche from Australia, Rateau from France. Commentators curse, Rateau hits the wall and spins in the 23. No pressure for Blanche. On the white flag lap, and Matthew Lindy, it's 4 seconds now, Alex, from him to Kalish.
Yeah, Lindy just continuously putting down these 116s, and it's going to be exciting to watch Lindy and McFarlane battle it out. Spalding as well.
I think we're gonna have a show later on. It's gonna be something. Oh, Diggs Outdoors, welcome to the ASN chat. Commentators' curses are very, very prevalent, and we will always acknowledge. An ultimate corner for Lindy, final jump for Lindy. And points leader, looking good. In the 16 with the green plate, final corner. Lindy wins Heat 2. Lines up alongside his former teammate McFarlane. Kalish will have the best possible grid spot in the semifinal, coming home second. Mensch third. Blanche, Rateau, and Dubois the semifinal as well.
Yeah, what a fantastic heat race.
Everybody parks up. Head to Heat 3 as Dubois just crosses the line in the 000. Representing Djibouti is Dubois. Got Kalish from Antarctica. We've got Lunan from Antarctica. Everybody running various different flags. Our grid for Heat 3. Jake Robichaux, Matty Grove, KC Knight, Umut Akdenisley, Jeff Cartwright, and NASA Rallycross World Champion Kieran Lifflander.
Now, do you think we're going to get Casey Knight coming in the chat again going, did I actually win?
Well, I want to say yes, but unfortunately for Casey Knight, depending on how you look at it, you've got Kieran Lifflander in your heat race. I would normally say, you're screwed, right? But this isn't to disparage you, Kieran, if you're watching this back. The 20 has not had a good season. He's dealing with some other stuff on Discord if people know what's happening. There's a lot of stuff happening in Car 20 right now. I don't know if he's in the mindset. Maybe he'll prove us wrong. We're going to have a party either way. Safety trucks off. Field in the hands of Jake Robichaux, Matty Grove, Slapex Racing. These two always have a good time no matter what position they're in. Jake's got to close up as he's the pole sitter. There we go. 6 cars, 5 laps, the final heat race of the evening here in Wisconsin. Green flag. Nearly crashed coming to the green flag. Casey Knight saw that. Thought about shooting the middle. Here comes Lifflander in the 20. Side by side, 3 wide with Knight in the middle. It's closed in on Lifflander and Robichaux. Lifflander goes from 6th to 3rd in one corner. Into turn 3. Mounting the grass, around goes Cartwright. Knight makes contact with Robichaux in the 69. Knight struggling in the 36. We've got Grove, we've got Umut, we've got Kieran. 2 NASA champions sandwiching the newcomer Umut Akdenisley in the 31. Lifflander passes him with ease, as Umut had an issue in the 31 in Cowboy. You got the former contenders champion Matty Grove, Riley, Lane, Shelby, Hubby, and Dad watching Matty on, cheering him on in the 472, ahead of Kieran Lifflander in the 20. Over the jump. Bad line for Matty Grove. To the lead goes Lifflander. Here comes Umut. Nothing done for the 31 yet. And this is the best possible medicine for Kieran. You are stressed out. You're dealing with some other stuff. There's so much going on. You've got to close a figurative visor, focus forward, drive the car, Alex. He's doing just that in the 20.
Yeah, I think once Kieran really gets the grasp of this car, everyone needs to be terrified. There are definitely flashes of brilliance from Kieran in this car, and I know he's had some unfortunate results with finding the curbs in Winton and a few others where, you know, it just hasn't gone his way. But as soon as this car really clicks for Kieran, I think everyone has to be worried.
Lifflander, Grove, and Umut in the 31. Impressive pace for the Turk, making his debut in NASA Sim Racing. Casey Knight 4th, Robichaux and Cartwright 4th, 5th, 6th.
Didn't he say it's about 5 o'clock in the morning for him over there at when
I think so.
He's racing?
I think when we had his interview after, I can't remember what race that was, Phoenix? I think it was like 9:30, 10 o'clock Central Time for me. He's like, yeah, I don't want to wake up whoever it is next to me. It's 7 a.m. I said, what? Are you kidding me? What? I appreciate it. You're crazy. I would never. That early, rather. Never.
Yeah, he wakes
my
up.
sleep.
He wakes up early. Wakes up early to race before going to work on Mondays, I think is what he said.
Lifflander last lap, 116.8, 116.0 for Matty Grove, the former Contender Series champion. so many NASA championships represented in this field in general. Kieran Lifflander, two-time defending Lights World Champion and the NASA Rallycross World Champion. Matty Grove, 23B in contenders, and he's got a World Rally Champion. Umet's got a meatball flag for the 31. What happened to him? Black flag with the orange disc for the Turk. Take a second look. He hit the berm. I don't know what happened. Runs it wide. Is that it? Ryan says that's it. All right, well. Not sure. Lifflander continues to lead. Grove, second.
I wonder if Umet found the landing of a jump a little sideways earlier than that or something.
The only good thing, we've documented this before, but I think it's 2 or 3 laps you get before you have to serve the meatball flag. He can just run this out. He doesn't have to.
Yeah, if his car is driving fine, he might as well finish. I don't believe there's any post-race penalties for a black meatball flag.
Aaron still holding the lead. His last lap was a 16.8. Matty Grove, 19.7. Grove looking good in the 472. And I just want, because I'm stubborn, want to correct my notes. 23B Contenders Champion, 24B World Rally Challenge Champion on the WRC. 2 championships for Matty Grove. 2. Umet trying to close in. He got the meatball is legitimate because he does not have a lap time register from last lap. I wonder where that's from. I'm going to go back off monitor and see it. I wonder what happened. I can't find it. Lap 2, says Brian, on internal, and I can't seem to find... Oh, that's where it's from. He hit the jump and slammed the inside wall right about where he was in live pictures. He hit
we
that
just
wall.
had
It was
Matty,
lap 2.
We just had Matty Grove spin himself around.
Did the same thing what happened to Walland. He almost hit the wall like Umet did, but he saved it and then he didn't.
Oh.
They need to move that to Marshals. Cameras are in the way. I don't want to see them shrugging. You're shrugging at our races. Go home. All right. Kieran leads. Umet second. Third, Casey Knight. Fourth, Cartwright. Fifth, Grove. Sixth, Robichaux. He's been struggling since the green flag.
Kieran definitely has a commanding lead of 8 seconds in this race.
9 over 5 laps. Final jump. The reigning NASA Rallycross World Champion. Final corner. Kieran Lifflander wins Heat 3 by 9 seconds over Umet Ekton-Isley in car number 31. Casey Knight, third. Fourth, Grove. Fifth, Cartwright. Sixth, Jake Robichaux. Final time now, Alex. Grids are not inverted. You've got fast guys up front, obviously, and there's I don't know what we're gonna be watching here. See what it grids up.
Yeah, it's gonna be some good LCQs here coming up.
Top 5 transfer out of each semifinal A grid. Chris Spalding, Umet Ekton-Isley, James Mensch, Justin Morton, Matty Grove, Romain Rateau, and Chris Lunan. And hopefully, Chris Lunan can make it more than 2 corners and not become a lawn ornament. But he did increase the flip counter, and I think he would get the silver medal in the vehicular gymnastics competition. Top 5 transfer. 2 will go home. We roll for semifinal A. that up. Spalding, Mensch, Morton, 3 of our futures drivers in this semifinal. Excited to see how this will roll.
Yeah, it looks like these 3 futures drivers like to keep getting put into the same heats.
iRacing gods don't like it. Safety truck is off. We'll hold that 45 mile an hour pace speed limit. The first semifinal here in Crandon.
You know, I do have some insider baseball. I did reach out to Kieran and ask him if Spalding was still running the future setup, and Kieran said that Spalding is actually running Kieran's setup.
Green flag. So, a little bit of muscle memory changed for the 039. One car, Morton, exit stage right, off the road. Goes the man from Missouri. Take him way back out of it. Spalding leads Umut, Mensch, Rateau, Grove, and Lunan. Now Morton on the outside, looking in. Matty Grove struggling in the 472. We ride on board. Romain Rateau, I believe, or sorry, James Mensch in the 294. Down to Cowboy. Spalding, Ekman Isley, Mensch, Rateau, Grove. Lunan has looped it in the 86. Take him out of the equation. I think this semifinal is going to be about survival, focusing on you racing the track, Alex.
Yeah, absolutely. We got a tight battle for P2 here, with Spalding just barely having a gap in front of them.
Spalding, Isley, Mensch all running the outside. Rateau looking to the inside. Doesn't have a good history with that hole there. That was his demise in the 2023 A World Championship. Man from France. The end of the first lap, Spalding lead. Now by Morton. My sights are solely focused on Matty Grove. I don't care what happens first through. Rateau, Mensch, and Acton Isley second through fourth. Into Cowboy. It's so fun to watch the 3 different lines, multiple different lines. How these guys are tearing up this track.
Yeah, I feel like every time I personally start to explore the different lines in that corner, I just get so thrown off. And I'm definitely a fan of the really tight apex in there.
Mensch on the outside of Acton Isley. Got 2 seconds between them and Chris Spalding. I don't think they're focused too much on the win. Remember, not only is the top 5 transfer, but the top 3 receive bonus points, so Rateau wants a piece of that action in 23. Acton Isley holding second. Mensch holding third. Spalding 116.9. Acton Isley 118.4. 118.5 for Mensch. 117.8 for Rateau. I almost think Mensch is faster than Acton Isley.
I think he has the potential to be, but he's just maybe not as consistent. You saw him make a few mistakes there going into the final turn and allowed Rateau to get a bit of ground on him, although it looks like he's pulling away again.
Just an update on our transfer battle. Matty Grove holds the spot by half a second over Justin Morton. Morton trying to challenge the former Contenders champion, former World Rally Challenge champion, through the whoops. Pennsylvania versus Missouri. Running order has not changed from first to fifth. Those guys still super close. We can head back to this battle for the transfer, Brian. We're coming to 2 laps to go. Unless Brian had to step away, but I'm sure we'll get it fixed here momentarily. There we go. Grove and Morton. Last time around, Morton was 0.6 faster than Grove. We're not missing anything up front for that battle for second through fourth. 2 to go. Grove into the fence. He corrected it. Morton's got to take evasive action. 2 to go for them. half a second up was Morton over Grove that last time around. You always have the opportunity, Alex, for second, third, and fourth to crash or make a mistake, but you can't, as Morton, you can't be focused on them. You have to be focused on Grove. He looks driver's left, side by, oh God, we're going to be side by side in a Cowboy. Through the bumps, where are we going to brake? Are we going to rip the handbrake? Morton's going to hug the inside. On the outside is Grove. Position change. The 11 takes it over the 472. That is the first time, Alex, that we've seen that tonight.
Yeah, it just
Inside
didn't
versus
look
outside.
like Grove got the grip out of that corner. So, maybe the line he chose is worn out a little bit more and just wasn't hooking up for him.
Through the sweep, over the crest, down the valley, and up the crest again. Into the penultimate corner.
Oh, there
Matty
was
Grove
somebody
beginning
that
to slip.
crashed
One
there.
car around in front of them. Romain Rateau in the 23. I'm taking a look off monitor to see what happened. Rateau over-rotated on corner entry.
Oh,
Weird
Mensch
one.
with a mistake there in the last corner.
White flag for Chris Spalding. He holds the lead in the semifinal. Stay focused on this battle for the transfer. Justin Morton holds it. Matty Grove wants it. If Romain Rateau makes another mistake, he might benefit. Matty Grove, commentators curse again. And the former champion, I think it is coming unglued. He made a mistake in turn 2. Morton's going to try the inside again on Rateau this time. Couldn't get it done. Rateau surges, exiting Cowboy on the outside.
Yeah, that inside line is tricky because I feel like it can be faster, but it may not be as consistent.
An ultimate corner. Chris Spalding. Looking really good. Rateau and Morton dueling away for fourth if they come together. Matty Grove will love that. Final corner, Chris Spalding. He'll win the semifinal. Let's stay focused on the battle for fourth. Second is Umut. Third is Mensch. Fourth is Morton. He holds it. Morton over the jump was pointed left. Here comes Rateau into the corner. Takes the spot. Morton fifth. Rateau fourth. Best of the rest will be Matty Grove out tonight in Wisconsin. And Chris Lunan in seventh.
Yeah, what a race, man.
Matty
We are setting up for a fantastic finals here tonight.
It's going to be phenomenal. We got 52 of us hanging out and watching. I genuinely, okay, I just want to get on my soapbox for 2 seconds. Let's go through the grid real quick, and I'll stay on my soapbox. Kalish, Watkins, Knight, Blanche, Rodriguez, Cartwright, Dubois, and Robichaux. Casey Knight has bowed out for the evening. They are not here. I don't know if Raymond is in the session, but I just want to get on my soapbox. I want to say thank you guys so much for hanging out with us, and I know I've said that every single time. Josh, what are you talking about? We got 52 of us hanging out. You asked me 5 years ago, I would have called you crazy. It is so awesome to have everything happening, and it's so fun to bring this stuff to you guys on the Automotive Sports Network. Brian Sawyer, Alex Larson, my name's Josh Mertz. We're in semifinal B of NASA Cross Car Masters here in Crandon in Wisconsin, and if we thought that the heat races were great, the semifinals are great, I agree, Alex. We're going to need some hard hats for that feature race in a few minutes. That's going to be great.
Josh, and another thing, too, I just refreshed the page, and we're creeping ever closer with 957 subscribers.
957? Let's go!
957.
We gained 7 in one night. We're aiming for 1,000. ASNTVUSA.com. Any and all information. Matt Kalish will lead this spot. Whoa. Nobody. Well, we're going to have one car miss, I think. I'll have to do some math. Semifinal B in Wisconsin, green flag. Kalish, Watkins, Blanche, Dubois, Cartwright. One of these cars will miss the show. Only 6 took the green flag. Ryan, I'm going to take your chat privileges away. Do not stop it. No, when we get to that number, I'm not going to mention it. Warren Watkins gaining on Kalish, down to Cowboy for the first time in the second semifinal. No way he's going to make that. Inside, tries the block pass, tries, and he makes it work! Woo. And here comes Blanche. We're 3 wide. What a pass from Watkins in the 26th. Blanche, former race winner of the NASA Rallycross Challenge, won a race this season side by side with Kalish through the sweeper over the couple of jumps. Over Logger's jump. Kalish, they touch!
Oh,
They
come together.
saved it. Through the sweeper, down the valley, up the crest again. Watkins loves this. Blanche to second. Kalish in the 54. Way out wide in the 54 goes Kalish. Running the Rallycross of the truck line, trying with the momentum. He's going to surge over the jump and take the spot from Blanche. End of the first lap, Watkins leads, and this is a brawl in semifinal B. Dubois holds the transfer ahead of Robichaux. We'll keep an eye on that through this race. What do the viewers win at 1K? My eternal gratitude is what you guys will get at 1,000.
You know what? Maybe
Up a turn
we can come up. Maybe we could come up with something. I've got some cool T-shirt designs that I like to print. Maybe I'll print somebody a T-shirt.
Blanche to the inside, trying the same move, couldn't make it work. Kalish spurged on the outside. Watkins still leads. That's Brian's reasoning. It doesn't matter to me. It's not about the money. I'm just a dude who likes to shout at cars on the screen, okay? That's all I wanted. Kalish over the jump, he saved it! He was looking like it was going to be a sprint car crash. And he saved it.
That was definitely a interesting entry into the cross-car gymnastics competition.
He's not there yet. He didn't flip the car. He's trying. You don't want to do that, though, Matt. Not yet. You got a race to run. Watkins, Kalish, battling for the lead in semifinal B. Blanche third, Cartwright fourth, Dubois holding the spot ahead of Robichaux. There's a second between those two. Former teammates. Eric Dubois, formerly on Slapex, team manager now at TWRS. And Kalish, did Kalish just set the fastest lap? He did. 1:17.7, Watkins 1:17.9. Blanche matched that from Watkins. 3 laps to go.
Yeah, it looks like Matt Kalish is really starting to find his groove in these cars tonight. He's still not down into the 116s, though, so I don't know if he'll be able to compete with the top in the big race, but I'm excited to see him try.
Watkins very shallow over the jump. Kalish trying. Car length between them. Blanche in the 2. 3 cars within 0.6 of a second. Kalish trying the inside. Wow. I thought they were going to touch. One of the best things about NASA Sim Racing is these guys get super close and they don't touch, or they touch and it's clean. Blanche, equivalent to door banging Kalish out of the way with 2 laps to go with the Australian to second.
Yeah, it was a nice little slide job move there by Blanche.
Watkins maintains the lead. It was a 17.9 for him the last time around. Blanche is 17.6, despite having to dispatch of Kalish the last time around. What will Kalish do now? He's going to try the inside. Nothing doing yet. Cartwright still struggling in the 55 behind them. Robichaux and Dubois. Robichaux has passed Eric Dubois for the transfer spot, I believe. He did. Eric crashed in Cowboy on lap number 3, looped it again, and the man from Maine is now on the outside looking in.
Yeah, only 0.8 back, so he still has a fighting chance, but he's only got 1 more lap to do it in.
Watkins leads Blanche and Kalish. Listen, I'm going to defend my wife for 2 seconds in chat. I didn't tell her to do that. She's in the living room. That's her own doing, and I can't help that her username is her name. It was great. White flag for Watkins. I'm so impressed with the 26. And I'm so excited. You'll have to tune in next week in Sonoma because it's going to be him versus Chris Spalding for that Futures Championship. Tune in next week for the championship battle in Masters. Who knows what's going to happen in a few minutes? Blanche sends it in Cowboy. Block pass. He makes it work. Wow. Here comes Kalish.
What a move, and then
Kalish
Kalish
hooked
gets
up on the
tied up.
26.
That was
Side by side for
the
second.
move of the
that
night.
was ballsy. Blanche leads now. Kalish, Watkins, 1, 2, 3. Cartwright in 4. Robichaux and Dubois has crashed again in Cowboy. I think we can solidify the elder Robichaux in the 69 in the feature race.
This isn't even the final race, and it's been this exciting. Next race
Phenomenal
is just going to
stuff.
be mind-blowing. I'm so excited.
Final corner. Zach Blanche, after a ballsy move, wins the second semifinal ahead of Matt Kalish. Warren Watkins still impressive despite that. Jeff Cartwright fourth. And Jake Robichaux. It has been a race from hell. Take that down real quick, Brian. Let's focus on the 69. It has been a race from hell for the elder Robichaux. And I don't mean to disparage, okay? I know that those guys are struggling from Slapex. They show up, they drive, they give it their all, and he is fifth and last, transferring into the feature in Wisconsin as best of the rest, Eric Dubois, continuing to spin in the 000. But that is about it for our gridding process for Ross Car Masters in Crandon. We are going to step aside for one last time. You guys step aside, get a drink, get a snack. It's going to be awesome. On the other side of the break, we go green in Wisconsin.
You're so interesting.
I love your browser history.
I like that you're not hiding anything from me.
By the way, nice IP address. I like your neighborhood.
You are so special. This ad is just for you.
I learned so many things from you.
You are so generous.
With your personal data.
Switch on privacy, switch off trackers and viruses. Go to NordVPN.com. NordVPN. Safely be you.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a iRace or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Absolutely be doing what he has to do. He has to go for the championship. He has to recover the points that he lost. He's down the race, takes the lead in the 12. What a move. And he takes the lead and holds
My
it.
side between these two and Turmoil, this is going to get spicy.
Exiting turn one, over the jump to begin the first lap clock at the inside line. McFarlane contact between them. They are still side by side. This opens the door for Wetz. He can't make anything happen. Open the 26. He has not won in quite some time. Dragster acing the entry to turn one, up Betty to the inside of Magnus, gives him a nudge. The grip strip on the inside, Phil. Wetz had a little bit better run, but looks like Robbie can hold his spot.
You're so interesting.
The NASA Cross Car Challenge on ASN is brought to you by Whiplash SimCams, bringing you every angle, every lap. Visit facebook.com/WSimCams, and thank you, Andrew Cardinale IV, for camera support all season. If you like what you see, be sure to subscribe to the Automotive Sports Network, no matter the platform at ASN TV USA. According to Brian, we might even be on the dark web. We are gunning for 1,000 subscribers. I'm going to do this live again. According to Alex, we had 957. That is awesome. If you'd like to race with us, we have something for everyone in 2026. NASASimRacing.com. If you'd like to sponsor, race, whatever it may be, join the Discord, talk to us. We can get something figured out for you. It has been awesome to see the growth of NASA. We welcome you back to round 5 of NASA Cross Car Masters from Crandon in Wisconsin with Brian Sawyer in the production truck, Alex Larson next to me in the commentary box. My name is Josh Mertz, live on the Automotive Sports Network. Got about a minute until we grid. I'm assuming Brian is not feeling well to give me a prediction. So, Alex, I'm going to ask you, what are we thinking aside from chaos? Actually, really quick. Lindy's fastest right now in warm-up, if that means anything.
It's Matt Lindy all night.
Hi, Brian. You think Matt Lindy?
Yeah, I'm thinking it's Matt Lindy.
Matt Lindy is the first one to touch a 115 on the timing board right now.
I just noticed that. Okay. We have not seen a one all night. That's scary. All right.
I think McFarlane has a chance to get up there. I think Spalding has a chance to win, but if I'm putting my money on somebody tonight, it's Matthew Lindy.
Just want to, yet again, before we go green, say thank you to over 50 people watching. I want to say don't go anywhere. We come back, and I'll go over programming notes in full when we're done. We have the final round of Cross Car next week at Sonoma. It's going to be super fun. Warm-up is over as we get set for our feature in Crandon, and McFarlane has matched his former teammate, 115.959 to a 115.961. They are 0.4 up on world champion Kieran Lifflander. Take a breath. Take a look at our grid for Crandon. 4-time former NASA Rallycross world champion Evan McFarlane on pole position. Former NASA Rallycross contenders champion Matthew Lindy in second. Reigning NASA Rallycross world champion Kieran Lifflander in third. We've got Chris Spalding, the Futures points leader, in fourth. Zach Blanche fifth. Umut Acton Isley sixth. Matt Kalish, James Mensch, Warren Watkins, Romain Morato, Jeff Cartwright, Justin Morton, and Jake Robichaux. 13 cars getting set for this 8-lap feature in Crandon in Wisconsin. Marlon's already itching to go, boys. He's already rolling. Breath. Multiple breaths. Don't forget, it's going to be chaos. It's going to be fun. I'm so excited. It's been so much fun this season. Brian said, we're going to run a cross car series. I said, okay, you're the boss. And now we're here. We have 75 people, I think, that signed up and won a race, or ran a race. And it has been so much fun. Excited to see where NASA will go with cross car and with rallycross. We're getting ahead of ourselves. We still have this feature. We still have Sonoma. I don't know, Alex. I don't know, Brian.
Oh, it's gonna be good, and with the addition of the cross car and it being so popular, hopefully that keeps iRacing excited about the dirt road content.
The former teammates are already touching. Safety truck is off. 13 cars, 8 laps. McFarlane and Lindy on the front row. We get set to go green in Wisconsin. Green flag. Interesting tactic from McFarlane off the line ahead of Lindy. 3 wide. It was Spalding into his team owner. Around goes McFarlane to the lead. Goes Lifflander. We have crashed a massive accident on the start. Kalish over. McFarlane over. Morton and Spalding all crashed. Lifflander leads Watkins, Umut, Lindy, and Rateau through the first couple of corners. That was not on my bingo card. Brian will pull a replay. Kalish is in the wall. What is happening in Crandon as Rateau to the inside of Lindy now? Into Cowboy for the first time. Lindy touches Rateau. Rateau saves it. Surging on the inside is Cartwright. We're 3 wide through the whoops. Driver's right on the left side is Mensch. He gets back out of it. Cartwright and Rateau through the sweeper. No contact. And now Lifflander leads. And remember the last time he led in Crandon. That jump they just hit, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. He crashed in the World Championship race. It arguably lost him the World Championship. Blanche trying to finagle his way through the pack. Lindy on the back foot. Lifflander still leads. We're 3 wide with Blanche shoving Umut out of the way into the penultimate corner. The Turk versus the Australian. Always argy-bargy. At the end of the first lap, Alex, Lifflander leads, and what the hell did we just watch? Wow.
That was a start, and that is what it feels like happens in crosscar.
Everybody all over. I don't even know how to describe that, guys. I think there was
even Lifflander had contact in there and happened to just squeeze through.
Rateau is down in 9th. My timing was broken, so I apologize on that one. Okay, so back to live pictures. Lifflander leads. Second is Lindy battling with Watkins. 4th is Cartwright. 5th is Blanche. 6th is Umut. 7th is Mensch. Morton, McFarlane. McFarlane has just dispatched of Robichaux. Rateau, Spalding, and Kalish.
Hi, boys. I'm here.
Hi, Brian.
I want to say, in that incident, Lindy got shoved out wide, and I think that was the best thing that could have ever happened to him. He was right in the berm, and he got to avoid all of that, and now he sits in second.
Cartwright and Blanche. Off 4th and 5th. Australian versus Cartwright in the 55. I knew I had that right. I didn't want to say that he was from the wrong state. We got a couple cars crashing in the back. It's Mensch. What happened here? Mensch and Umut. Umut hit the same wall when he got the meatball. Oh. He's not going to get away with that one this time. James Mensch, unfortunately, turtled in the 294. Right. Get a recap. We're on lap 3. Here in Lifflander. 1 car around, it's McFarlane. He's back going again. I'm trying to tell a story, and everybody's not allowing me to do this, okay? Guys, stop racing so hard. Said nobody ever. A lot of guys. Spalding, Kalish is back going. Rateau has a meatball flag as well. Arlen trying to get by Umut. Umut's going to have to pit if he's got a meatball flag. Here in Lifflander leads. And this is where it's going to get interesting. Lindy's matched at that time. 1 minute 16.8 to a 1 minute 16.8. Matthew Lindy, we've talked about on the Rallycross side. He's gotten so close, right? But it seems like McFarlane, Blanche, Lifflander, they're on a different level, different gear. And now he's found this. And there's 2.7 seconds, 2.5 seconds. We're going to have halfway home, 4 laps to go when they get to the stripe. And the gap is 2.5. We take a look into Cowboy. Is that Uma and McFarlane down the straightaway? Now into Cowboy. Apologies there. And McFarlane tries it, makes it stick on the Turk, put the former world champion to 7th for the moment.
With Umot, though, taking it back on the straight there, looks like McFarlane maybe has a longer gear setup or something going on.
Indy, 2 seconds. I think he's cut a couple tenths out. Halfway home in 1:16.7 for Lifflander, 1:16.4 for Lindy. Have to make bigger moves than that. Warren Watkins, 17.5. What a run for the 26, despite the schmozzle on the start. 26 has been super impressive. Zach Blanche in the 2, not afraid of making crazy moves. We saw the Australian earlier in the semifinal. Cartwright, Morton, McFarlane, Umut, Robichaux, Mensch in 10th. We got to keep our eyes on this battle.
This has been a wild race. You know, Lindy now has cut the gap down from 2.5 to 1 second. Looks like he's starting to run a faster lap.
Blanche and Watkins close together. They head to the penultimate corner. The gap is coming down. It's less than a second. I don't want to say this about Kieran, but I don't think he's got anything against Lindy. Lindy has closed. 3 to go. 17.8 for Lifflander. 16.6. Blanche and Watkins dueling for the final spot on the rostrum. Watkins holds it. Over, under, they touch! Blanche is quicker, but he can't find a way around. He was 9 tenths up the last time around. Backs up turn 3. Does the Kaplinger line. Nice and calm through the corner. Rateau passes Robichaux for 9th in the back of the field. Side by side, battle for 3rd. Watkins all crossed up in the 26. Takes the spot. Blanche pushes him high up the hill. Watkins over. This is phenomenal stuff, guys. This is awesome.
What a race.
I get in the car. Go ahead, Alex.
We've got a tight battle for 3rd and 4th. We've got 2nd place chasing down 1st place. We've got crashing. Man, Crosscar just delivers every time.
The jump. Blanche was a little bit wider. Watkins fighting. This is great practice for Warren Watkins, one of the Futures Division drivers, mixing it up with some of the best in Masters at the top split, at the top level. And he's hanging with Blanche, former race winner in the World Championship. Up front, we got 2 laps to go. Kieran is showing signs of pressure against the 16 of Matthew Lindy. This is such unfamiliar territory from the kid from South Carolina, the reigning world champion. I've never seen him drive so jittery before, guys. 17.1 to a 16.7. Half a second between them with 2 laps to go.
You know, I think this is where Matthew Lindy's comfort in the rear-wheel drive cars comes in. You know, I know Matthew Lindy drives on the dirt oval, and you know, you may not think it directly translates, but honestly, the rear-wheel drive on dirt is just way different than anything all-wheel drive, which I know Kieran's most experienced in.
Rateau and Kalish are battling like it's for the World Championship, and it's not for anything. Kalish is off the lead lap. Rateau's in 9th. They're dueling away, having a nice scrap. We're going to stay focused on this battle for the lead and this battle for 3rd. Blanche holds it over Watkins for 3rd. And this is not over. We've got Matthew Lindy and Kieran Lifflander. Evan McFarlane trying to sneak his way to the top of this table. He's in 7th. We've got 1 lap left in Crandon. 16.8 to a 16.7. We're going to watch some perfection here, ladies and gentlemen, on this final lap.
Oh, it's getting so close between number 1 and number 2 here. Lindy is just sniffing at his heels.
4/10 between them. The battle for third has subsided. The battle for fifth has subsided. Umut has a black flag because of that penalty. He cannot hit. He will be thrown to the back, I think. Cowboy, nothing changes. Liftlander holds it. Lindy's got a great run. Liftlander's all crossed up through the whoops. Lindy's closing. It's closing. It was 4/10. It's now right under 3. Into the sweeper. Into Logger's jump. Final big jump. Sweeper, side by side.
Oh.
Lindy and Liftlander, they touch for the lead. In midair, they touch into the penultimate corner. Can Liftlander over, under on Lindy? Or will Lindy sneak this victory away? Off the corner, side by side. Liftlander couldn't get it. That might be it. Final jump. And Matthew Lindy. Final corner. Liftlander sends
Whoa,
it. They touch.
slide jump.
Around he goes.
Oh.
And Matthew Lindy wins it in Crandon. Zach Blanchard from
Liftlander
home
so
in second.
close.
Third will be Liftlander. Fourth, Watkins. Fifth, Cartwright. Sixth, Morton. Seventh will be Evan McFarlane. And Liftlander's instantly disconnected. You know that send was all he had. McFarlane, seventh. Eighth, Brett Toad. Ninth, Obisho. Tentatively on the road. 10th will be Umut. Mensch, Kalish, and Spalding, the remaining running order. We'll wait when it all finishes up to see how that reflects. What a race!
Did you see the 360 Lindy just did?
No.
Intentionally down the backstretch there. I'm unprofessionally rewinding this. You need to see this celebration.
Okay. I am locked in on the internal feed.
He goes, let's celebrate a little bit.
Oh my god.
360.
That's phenomenal. All right. Well, I know you're not feeling the greatest, Brian. You don't have to do the interviews, but I want to introduce you back to Alex with the little bit of the post-race show. I'm going to take a second. Inside baseball, I'm going to put points together and catch my breath. What a racing crank.
All right, Alex, let's see. I'm dying.
Yeah, if
Josh
do
is
you want to?
welcoming me back and I can't breathe. Get you first. It looks like we're gonna have Kieran, then Blanche. So let's pull Kieran up real quick. We're ready to go there.
Kieran, you got me here? Kieran, are you there?
Alex, you're muted in Discord.
That would help. Hey, Kieran, can you hear me now?
Yep.
Man, what a race. Can you give me some thoughts on the start of that race there?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we spoke with me and Spalding spoke in the pre-race for the feature, just how what we're gonna do. Obviously, Lindy and McFarlane are gonna definitely give each other a countdown in the start. Well, and I say that, but you can only go on the green light. So I told him just to scratch that. Whatever happens here happens, and based off of what happened to my heat, I seem to get past everybody pretty clean. And there, I mean, I don't know why Zach decided to take a 3 wide in the start. I don't know if that's legal or not, but because I think he was ahead of me before start finish line, so marshals can do whatever they want with that. But I don't know. That start definitely messed me up. I didn't get any damage by the feel of it. And that was a win that was definitely thrown away. So very unfortunate for the team. So much has happened this evening before the race. I got hacked and had to deal with that in between races. And I went into this race and was able to fix everything. Went to this race, let's just go for the win. And obviously all that carnage happened. Lindy and Evan got together, and I was faster, and I was like a quarter of a tenth to a tenth faster. Lindy a couple of the laps in the go, and I think it was lap 5 or so. My brain just turned off, and Yeah, I forget what turn it was. I think it's turn 3 or 4. Left-hander, I just turned too early, misjudged it. Just a rookie move, and it's silly on my part. And yeah, ran over the grass, lost a whole second to Linde, and then he got down about a few tenths. He just obviously seat time's a part of it, but TWS was definitely faster. Just overall tonight. But I had the upper hand in the last couple laps. Actually, I gained a couple tenths away from Linde again, and then and then I ended up nearly spinning in the final corner. That brought him down to 5 tenths, and then I messed up over the big jump before going over the crest, and he ended up getting under me. And then I tried for one last ditch effort for a send, and then I tried to put it in reverse and wouldn't go in reverse, so ended up falling back to P3. Went for all the marbles there at the end, and yeah, just unfortunate the way it turned out, but. Shout out to Spalding. If I don't know what happened to him, I just know we got together and we were 3 wide. I couldn't really go anywhere else, and yeah, just unfortunate there. But I mean, at least I'm back in the podium for the first time and or since the NASA 2025 B Rallycross season.
Yeah, it was great to watch you. Kind of set a dominant pace out there for a few laps. And what I was saying in the commentary was I think that Linde had it just on the fact that he has a little more rear-wheel drive dirt experience than you do. Is that something I'm correct about? Or, what's your experience in rear-wheel drive dirt cars?
Yeah, I think that, I mean, obviously he has real life experience, and again, the seat time's a whole part of it. I only got so much seat time this week. Recovering from being sick, working outside of this, being away from the shop, being away from the team. But even then, the time that I can get and me being as close as I was tonight, I think I was like half a second off, and that's how it was at Bark River, and all the chaos happened at Bark River. But to answer your question, I think outside of all that, I think you're definitely correct on that, and it's not a bad thing by any means, but definitely something that we can improve. These two, Linde and Evan, I mean, they have chemistry like no other. And obviously they're really good at the truck tracks, as everybody's seen. I don't want to give them too much credit. Obviously, I was able to hold down the fort for Team Carolina Racing for a little, and just shot the bed. So, but yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's just experience. Yeah, it's just experience versus inexperience, and yeah, I definitely do think he has just that little more seat time in these cars, to be exact, and around a truck track, and I don't run the truck tracks like that like they do.
For sure. Well, it's great to see you back up on the podium again, and I said during the race that once this car clicks for you, I think everyone should be terrified because you are getting fast in it. You got any more shout outs to give, and then we'll go on to the next.
Yeah, you guys are putting on the show. Everybody, Team KLR, Darren, I'm gonna have to pull up because we've got that many people. It's been it's been an honor as a team owner. It's been stressful as well because we've been growing as a team, and I've been dealing with a bunch of shenanigans here and there. But yeah, shout out to TJ. Unfortunate to him and Indy and Leclerc not being able to make it out here to Wisconsin. Shout out to Garth, Daryl, Chris, Kevin, Jameson. Dylan wasn't able to make it back out here, and Darren. All the people that I listed, except for the people that weren't here, all in features did phenomenal. We went like P1, 7, 8, 9 in the feature, and had great qualifying efforts. So shout out to all those guys, and shout out to Chris again for giving it all. I mean, he goes and dominates futures, and then jumps right into the Masters, and then P4, like just absolutely like no tomorrow. Start a P4, and then haven't seen the replay yet, but unfortunately ran into those issues there with getting wrecked on that 3 wide move going over into turn 1. And yeah, my mom and my dad for supporting and watching my sister. Everybody else at Team KLR that makes it possible. Yeah, that's about it. I guess we're gonna have to go to Sonoma. I don't know what the points look like, but I think I last saw myself in 5th, and I was a little ways down from 1st. I don't think I'll be able to lock that up, but if we can get a P3 in the points, if that's possible, that would definitely be something. So yeah, we're just gonna keep our heads down and make some more fast Team Kieran Liflander Racing cross cars, and hopefully put on another fantastic show for you guys and everybody watching at home at Sonoma.
Thanks, and good to see you on the podium again, and we'll see you next week.
Of course, see you guys.
Bring in
Now we've
second place man, Zach Blanche. I just want to jump in and say, you made the block pass work. If you're watching this back, it's going to be phenomenal. Alex, all yours.
Zach, it's great to see you up here in the podium. How did that feel for you? How was let's talk about that start there. How'd you feel getting through that crash in the beginning?
Yeah, so it was, I've been off pace. I gotta say I did some laps and it just was not it. I didn't feel good at all going into it. Had to work way too hard to get a LCQ win. Shouldn't have taken me that much effort with the amount of laps I've done in these things, but we got there. They said go on green, the green flag come out, so I just hooked hard right and went. I ended up 3 wide going into turn 1. I didn't realize we were 3 wide. I felt I gave an insane amount of room, and the 2 boys on the inside got together, and that just punted me off the track a little bit, which it happens. It happens, but I actually have to thank them for that, because then it just meant that all of the accident that happened in turn 1, I was off the side of the track at that point, so I was able to go around it all and missed everything, so I'm surprised that we did as good as we did, so I'm happy with the P2.
Fantastic. It's great to see you up here on the podium. Is there anyone you'd like to thank for this week, or any other comments you have about the race?
Yeah, so just huge thanks to all the TWRS boys and Matt. It's really good to see me and Matt. Another one too, so I think we've already got one, so it's good to see that. He's absolutely smashing these truck tracks, and there's no chance I'm catching him. Huge thanks to Evan as well. He's been a good help. He's not a TWR guy anymore, but he still shows up and still helps us out. So thanks to him for all his help and everyone else, and thanks to Josh Darnell for. No, well, I didn't get his words of wisdom this week. He's obviously moving house or something, so hopefully he's back next week, because we were struggling this week without his words of wisdom. So
yeah, hopefully we'll see Josh Darnell back next week, and good to see you up on the podium, and hopefully we'll have another conversation with you in a week from now.
Yeah, that sounds good. I hope so. Thank you, guys.
And
now
the man of the hour, tentatively 14 points ahead of your teammate Zach Blanche. It is Matthew Lindy. Alex, all yours.
Matthew Lindy, you were my bet going into this race. What happened there at the beginning? Walk us through lap 1, walk us through the chase back to Kieran there towards the end.
Yeah, no, that start, it's hard to really. I will take my part of that and apologize to Evan for that. We were planning on having a great race. This is the first time we were actually able to line up side by side. And yeah, I was definitely betted on this race to be the race of the season. We had real four cars that were fast, all really close to each other. Evan said he kind of had a bad landing and kind of got him loose, but also from at least my screen, I could see we had still a decent amount of space, and it just acted as if we touched tires. I definitely, on my part, that I see that I could have been a little bit lower, giving more space as much as I could. But yeah, in the end, it was really unfortunate, and it really knocked off my mental a lot, and I was causing to make a lot of mistakes. But yeah, no, that's definitely not how I wanted that to go at all. Me and Evan were planning on having just an amazing race and putting on an amazing show for all the people watching and for you guys to commentate. And for it to end up like that was unfortunate. But I mean, at least I still got a good race with Kieran there. I was off my mental and made a handful of mistakes. Honestly, I was just so caught up in that turn one incident that I was making mistakes. But I just had to take a couple of deep breaths and lock in, and we were able to catch up Kieran. I got lucky with some of his mistakes, and yeah, that last lap was fun. I was pushing about 110% there, maybe even more, maybe even just whatever's the highest number ever recorded percent. I was really motivated to sweep these truck tracks, and I'm very glad and very happy that we were able to. We went 3 for 3 on these truck tracks.
Fantastic. What do you think your experience with rear-wheel drive cars on the dirt had to play in this?
If you're talking about real life, absolutely nothing. Real life and iRacing are I will be honest, they're two completely different things. It's on dirt, at least it's not a simulator, it's a game. I'm going to be honest with you guys. It's really not that realistic. So it's honestly just the track time, getting as much time on this track as you can. The only other two-wheel dirt road car that there is the Pro 4 truck, and I mean, this thing drives nothing like the Pro 2. The Pro 2 truck, and yeah, no, this thing drives nothing like the Pro 2 at all either. So I mean, for me, honestly, there's no experience difference besides just getting laps on this car, and that's basically what I did. I just try and get as many laps as I can in this car. I mean, it's hard to get some time, of course, but yeah, just trying to make most of what I have, and we were able to take that and succeed gladly today.
Yeah, it's wonderful to see you up here in first place and get that sweep on the truck tracks. Is there anyone you want to thank before we see you on your way?
Yeah, first off, I'd like to give all glory to God, giving me the strength and the intelligence to be able to be up here. It's insane to be up here with Evan and Kieran. I mean, I also want to give a big shout out to Kieran real fast. He was killing it. He's definitely found out the things he needs to find out. Just seeing his speed there, it was definitely a little bit tough to catch him. So major props to him. And yeah, no, this next season of these are going to be real fun. I'd like to thank everyone who supports me, my family, my girlfriend, my friends, everyone who's watching. I'd like to thank all the Team Watson guys, Eric, James, Zach, just everyone, Jeff. There's so many people to thank, and for having their support and having them on my back. It's amazing. I'd like to also shout out all the KES guys, Mario, Robbie, and Dylan. They're all still just very supportive of everything I do on this sim. And yeah, I just also want to give a huge shout out to you guys for putting on another amazing league and another amazing stream. It's been fun.
Fantastic. Well, again, congratulations on your win tonight, and thank you for the praise on the broadcast. We hope to see you back up here next week, and hope you get some good practice in before Sonoma.
Hey, you guys have a good one.
And that is not all she wrote for those interviews. Thank you, Alex, allowing me to finally take a breath and calm down from what in the world that we have watched tonight. I think we have points. We can take a look at those. Brian is furiously working behind the scenes on those. If you want to pull them up, Brian, we can take a look. And this is the tentative point going into the finale next week in Sonoma, in California. And it's Matthew Lindy ahead of his teammate Zach Lynch by 14 points. Evan McFarlane 2 points behind Blanche. It's going to be good for second. Lindy swept the truck tracks. Don't know if what's going to happen in Sonoma. Kieran 10 points behind Evan. He's sitting in fourth. Indy Kirkenbauer, despite not being here, still holds fifth. Romain ties him in fifth with 81. Keenan goes up a spot despite missing a race because I think this became his drop week. TJ down 1. Uman Acton-Isley up 2. And Jeff Cartwright up 5. A great run for the man from Arkansas. In the teams championship, TWRS Blue looking really good to continue their stranglehold on NASA Sim Racing, whether it's Rallycross or Cross Car. They lead with 264, ahead of Kieran Lifflander Racing with 225. Channel 199 Sim Racing, despite only having Evan McFarlane, is third with 131. Kieran Lifflander Racing 2 with 128. TWRS Yellow, Mika, North Star, Slaypex, Jim Beaver Esports, and Fusion Sims rounding out the top 10. And Jim Beaver Esports, Kalish has only run 2 races, and he's in 9th in points. That's pretty impressive as well. And that closes out the points after Crandon. Brian, I was going to ask if he's alive. He's not alive. We are going to read through some upcoming programming on the Automotive Sports Network. We're going to have finally seems a little detrimental. It's not. We're going to have a break. We're going to mix things up, right? Our friends over at SimCar have returned for their 15th season of the SimCar Grand Am Series. We will witness that season opener at the World Center of Racing, Daytona International Speedway, on Thursday at 8:45 p.m. Eastern Time. You'll have myself and Brian, if Brian's recovered from whatever he's dealing with up there in Wisconsin. We will close out the inaugural season of NASA Cross Car Futures and Masters next Sunday at Sonoma in California. That'll start with NASA Cross Car Futures at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, transitioning to Masters at 9 o'clock. Round 2 for SimCar at Watkins Glen that following Thursday. But the big programming note is Saturday the 24th. We have the Detroit SCCA versus, forgive me, Alex, you'll have to clear me on this one. I can't remember what that is.
Washington, D.C. Yeah.
Thank you. The 2 SCCA divisions pitting themselves against each other. 2 races, Road America Summit Point in the race 1600. You'll have Alex Larson. You might have Jarrett Lott making his return. Alex got some friends at DRSCCA that might be popping in. I'm going to be in Florida, so as long as the cast goes through, that doesn't matter to me. And then SimCar will be our remaining programming for now until NASA Rallycross comes back. Just want to remind everyone, the NASA Cross Car Challenge on ASN, brought to you all season by Whiplash SimCams, bringing you every angle, every lap. Visit facebook.com/WSimCams. And thank you, Andrew Cardinale IV, for camera support all season. If you like what you saw tonight and you're not subscribed, I'm asking you as a friend, pretty please hit that button, right? It's one click. It'll be really simple. We're looking for 1,000 subscribers. We have 957. We're on every single social platform: YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, Instagram, Blue Sky, the dark web, Discord, whatever it may be. It's been super fun watching the growth of NASA and of ASN. Speaking of NASA, if you would like to race with us, we have something for everyone in 2026. All the info is at nasasimracing.com. And we're looking for partners in 2026. Join the Discord, hit Brian up. We can work something out, get your name out there, get your business out there, whatever it may be. Brian, are you alive to give me a final thought before we wrap it up? No. Alex, you're up.
You know, as always, just Cross Car is fantastic. NASA Sim Racing is fantastic. We get great battles, great entertainment. It's sometimes more exciting than real-life cars, in my opinion. The way that these guys battle so close together. Seeing Matthew Lindy come from behind to get that third win on a truck track and sweep all the truck tracks is just fantastic.
I just want to say that 685 people in the Discord. We've got 957 subscribers on ASN Live. I'm not going to read all these names, but I want to count this live. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we've got 15 former NASA champions that have made a start or are registered in this cross car season. It has been immensely just terrific to watch the growth and everything. This race was phenomenal. It had everything. Crandon always delivers. It doesn't matter what car it is in. And I think that is finally time for us to say sayonara on the evening, as the checkered flag has fallen on the evening here in Crandon. On behalf of our entire production staff, my name is Josh Mertz. Well, thank you for joining us for tonight's coverage of the NASA Cross Car Challenge. I want to congratulate Futures winner Chris Spalding, Masters winner Matthew Lindy after an incredible evening of action. Be sure to join us on Thursday for SimCar in Daytona and next Sunday for the finale in Sonoma. But until then, so long, everyone.